we got busy and I stopped being a DM, and now I'm only a player, so I haven't really read through it much.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit late because Jenny and I were playing Yahtzee, and I was crushing her the first round, and then she got 3 Yahtzees in the second.
What?
Round.
Damn.
That's 250 additional points.
Really?
Yeah. So my first round that I beat her by like 50 points was only worth 219, and I lost the second round surprisingly. So it wasn't that close.
Yahtzee, man.
Yeah, man. Good game.
That's awesome.
That is really funny.
You're gonna go to another dice game right now, huh?
That's what I'm saying, man. Hopefully these die are a little more favorable. Yeah.
That's awesome. I haven't played Yahtzee in too long, but I have played King of Tokyo recently, so it's, basically the same thing.
I dig it. Or actually, I just unwrapped Blood Rage tonight.
Oh, man, that game looks awesome. Have you played it yet? Or have you played it ever before?
No.
I haven't either.
It does look awesome, though.
Yeah.
Let me pull this open to Battle Master stats, because guess who's a Battle Master now?
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, I thought for sure you were going to go samurai. I thought that was the plan.
It doesn't fit. No, because I actually, so my character was based, originally I was going to make him, so in my game, like GMing world, I have samurai orcs, basically. But for whatever reason, I leaned way more into Viking on this guy. I don't know why, but like all my mannerisms are like way more Viking. So I was like, yeah, they're like a hybrid. And I was like, he's going to be Battle Master. Like, I haven't been as honorable as I would be. So I was like,
Fine. It's what you want to play.
Yeah, like, screw it. Let's just master some battle.
And then, Tate, you went Scout?
Thief.
Thief. Ooh.
Nice.
That way I could have a What does Scout do at 3rd level?
Scout is, I thought, more of an archer. I don't have my,
I think Scouts are good at moving and attacking, but that might have been a previous edition.
Yeah, I don't have my Xanathar's guide in front of me, but it's like the Ranger
grab
rogue.
my books.
It's like if you want to play a Ranger, but you don't like the Ranger class, you play a Scout.
Okay, I've got my PDF Xanathars.
Alrighty.
Where is it? I also own the hard copy. I feel like if you buy the book, you're allowed to have the PDF.
Yeah, I really wish that they'd do something with that on D&D Beyond.
I agree. Some kind of like proof of purchase system.
Yeah, it's so frustrating trying to build a character on there and be like, oh, I need to spend twice as what I already spent to
Yeah.
not a basic character.
Same thing with like Roll20. Like if it would be awesome to play this over Roll20, but I already have the book, so then I have to pay another $50 just for the assets on Roll20. I'm not doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
insane.
Like the PDFs I use way more than the textbooks, but I do buy them all just because I want to support Wizards, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, man. I know I'm using copywritten material, but I have the book on that shelf right behind me, so it's not illegal. I swear.
Yeah. I actually like books so much more in PDFs.
Me too.
I use them for ease of access. I like the books if I'm like sitting at home, but especially when I'm DMing, it's so nice to have everything like quick search.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, I don't know how this rule works, and I'm like, I don't want to flip through. I'm like, Command F.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Great points. So this week everyone got to do fun side stuff.
Yeah.
That was super cool. Yeah, thank you for doing that throughout the week. That was
for sure.
Yeah, no problem. You guys were super involved. I just tried to match your level of involvement, so that was awesome.
I was into it.
Cool. That was fun. And maybe we just want to run like a text-based campaign.
We should run another game after this is over, because I feel like this isn't going to go much longer.
No, I think, depending on how quickly we go, I think we've got 2 or 3 more sessions.
See, that's sad to me.
Wow.
So we're definitely going to be done before Thanksgiving, which was the plan.
See, all I'm saying is, if you guys want to do another one, I'm planning ahead. I've also, I have a book over here somewhere, like a notebook, that I wrote like 60 or 70 pages worth of stuff for one like world building for a world.
Oh, jeez.
In case you guys, I mean, like,
That sounds cool.
If you want to play, I'm down to play.
it's like so I'm a PA, physician assistant, and so I graduated last May. Yeah, like the May of 2017. So and getting a medical license takes months, like straight up like 3 months or something. So
Jeez.
I got hired in May, expected to be working quickly, and I was like, sweet, whatever, I'll like sit on my butt for 2 weeks, it'll be great. And then October 1st was my start date, so I sat at home with a book and some D&D stuff, and I had moved to a new area, like I didn't know anybody, so I was like in a new apartment, new area, and like nobody that I knew, and I was like, well, so I wrote a lot of D&D stuff.
That's super cool. Is that the word?
Yes, it's super cool. That's what it was. Yeah, it's so the samurai orcs in my world are past like the mountains with a weird access to the Shadowfell,
That's cool.
But they're like blocked off. So the thought behind Hakun was like there's this like up in the North Mountains past like what everyone thinks is the Arctic, but actually it's actually a relatively livable area. Is like these hobgoblins were trying to take over and basically work their way south. They ran into these orc tribes that got their asses kicked.
Wow.
And so the orcs ended up uniting under like one fabled warrior, and they stopped being like tribal, and because they used to like have infighting and war, and they started to have like more of a Bushido code, and so it was like they were able to work together and gain new tactics by like uniting under one guy instead of just being like tribal mentality, and so they formed a unified society that was actually able to repel the hobgoblins, and so they're in a constant battle with hobgoblins, but they're like good orcs who are samurai.
That's super cool. I love orcs, man.
Well, I just try to think of like orcs are always these evil people. How can I make that different? And I was like, well, what would make orcs change their ways? Almost extinction seems like a good reason. So, and hobgoblins are cool and militaristic, and I thought they'd be a cool faction to have, but there should be a reason they haven't already taken over. So that's what I came up with.
Nice.
That's super neat.
Today I came up with the character concept of Hobgoblin Fighter, like Arcane Trickster and then Battle Master. So basically, just have some magic, but then also be able to like fight like two. I want to have a whip and like a rapier or something. I was like, that sounds fun. You can do sneak attack with whip too because it's a finesse weapon.
I'm into it.
Oh shit, that's super cool. I never thought about doing that.
I've got like a couple of character sheets in here. This is one of my favorite characters, Dalen. He was a tiefling in the Blood Wars. So like how demons and devils are in fights, right? So, but devils are very very regimented and strict about rules and like contracts. And so in the Blood War, he was a grunt in the devil army, and like some higher level casters did some plane shift ability that somehow transported him off of the plane. And so technically he is a deserter, even though he didn't mean to, even though he wasn't trying to be like that. He has technically breached contracts. So Hell has basically a bounty on his head to murder him. And so even though he was like a good like little peon, he ended up having to swear his fealty to a Fey goddess, because it was the most powerful deity, or like the most powerful creature around that he could have access to. So he became a warlock of basically the Raven Queen, but it was Mab in the world we were playing.
Damn, that's super cool.
So like he didn't mean to be like that. So he was like, what the fuck? And so he ended up on like the prime material plane where there isn't any access to like demons or anything. And so he's the only tiefling on the plane in the campaign we're playing. And he has just no idea what's happening. He's just like, oh, this rain isn't burning me. This is weird. Like, we walk through forests. He's like, so which of these plants will eat you? Everyone's like, what are you talking about? He's like, that doesn't happen here. Right. I knew that.
That's cool. I love how just strict devils are.
Yeah.
It's kind of anally strict. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can do with that.
Yeah. So I thought I was like, yeah, this is going to be an interesting character to play.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Lanharos, kind of out of his element.
I was thinking of that too.
Like who?
totally has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. I think within the past, like, 10 days, he started learning a little bit more, but he's still really confused.
Oh, yeah.
I went on this, I went out to one of the dock ward area to try and stop a fight between the Zentarim and the Xanathars. And so, of course, because Lanharos doesn't know what the fuck's going on, he's like, "Oh, these guys just need to sit down and have a good drink." And I try to set up a feast for them. It actually ended up working out well, but
you rolled really well.
Yeah,
nice.
I got advantage on it and definitely used some magic, but yeah, he's still like kind of surprised that didn't normally work. That wasn't just everybody's first course of action.
Why not, man?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving all the time.
Hell yeah. That's him in his autumn phase.
Autumn phase, Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And he's in summer or spring now?
Summer right now.
Oh yeah, he's like super angry.
Yeah. So he's like ambition. What else does summer have to do with? I wrote these all down somewhere. Let me find them. Summer, yeah, boldness and aggression.
This is gonna be a very dangerous game.
Yeah.
Boldness and aggression. There are 2 guards ahead. We killed them. Oh no!
I think he wouldn't still like resort to violence right away, but just but he's not as like, I don't know, happy-go-lucky or sad as he used to be. He's like very much like focused on the mission at hand is how I'm interpreting it.
I'm stoked to see you doing something because we've only actually RP'd you as sad, right? The other ones have been like by text.
Yeah,
So
he
I'm
was
interested
super
to
sad
see-
in his winter phase earlier.
Oh no! Oh my god.
That's cool.
I have like a beautiful dice tower I'm working on here because I have an entire cube of D6s.
That is gorgeous.
So if I can just get those on top.
Oh man, no, I was
Oh yeah.
the thief for the climbing speed, but looking at this scout subclass now, I'm like, this might actually be better for what I want.
That's what I'm saying, man. Scout's pretty. I looked at Scout too. I was like, oh, you get to move after everything as a reaction.
That is
Yeah,
pretty
if anyone
rad.
gets too close to you. I don't know if I have that on here though. Let me check.
I'm gonna look at the scout too.
What is Scout under? What book is that on?
It's a
Xanathar's.
Xanathar's Guide. It says skirmisher. You're difficult to pin down during a fight. You can move half your speed as a reaction when enemy ends their turn within 5 feet of you. This
That's
does not
insane.
provoke attacks of opportunity.
That's so good.
Yeah,
So you can legit kite, which is what I want to be able to do.
that's sweet.
Do you want me to send you pictures of the Xanathars?
I might have it on my PDF already. I think I can just change it over.
We're all full of illegal stuff.
Yeah.
It's not on purpose, Wizards. If you're looking, we own the books.
I'm losing the climbing speed, which is a little sad. I like the idea of climbing
Actually,
up.
I own the book. It's right here, Wizards.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But also having nature and survival, that would be nice too.
Yeah, you can make whatever changes you need to.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
No one's seen it
This
yet,
for
so
Oh, and your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check. Damn,
Yeah,
that's
so
really
it's
good.
essentially extra expertise.
Yeah, that's better than expertise, isn't it?
Well,
Would you
it's
just add 2 to it?
expertise is just double proficiency bonus, but it's doing it for 2 skills for free.
Yeah, that's pretty
So-
rad.
Yeah, it's by 6th level you'll have 6 skills with expertise, including all those.
Which is insane. It's like
Yeah.
the bard, you're just good at everything.
Yeah, Bard's
Yeah.
pretty fun. And there
I,
are some
I was gonna play a bard, but we ended up not having as many players as I thought we would.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to be the.
Oh, you can choose a fighting style too? What?
Really? Jesus. Ooh, by the way, guys, if anybody finds heavier armor,
It's a
an
fighter.
armor class could use it.
Okay.
It's a fighter scout. The scout subclass.
I rolled a natural 20, just in case we were looking for a thing. That's to find armor. Justin, did I find any?
So you could find
I'm right
anything
now.
you want at whatever cost it is in the player's guide.
For free, though. That's what I rolled a natural 20 for finding free plate mail. It's only 2,000 gold. I think I should get it for free.
Looking around, you'll find a pawn shop that'll have it for half off.
Oh, no. Woo! Guys,
Oh,
I didn't
man.
have a grand. I did like 1,000.
Oh yeah,
gold
that's
in it.
still so much.
Wait, what are you
Um,
finding?
Also, I don't know if I would if I would trust pawn shop armor to protect my body.
To be honest, though, how funny would that be?
That would be pretty good.
It'd just be so good in game. I'm like, oh, he's like, does a 14 hit? I'm like, no, my armor class is 20. He's like, actually, it does hit. Talk about how your porcelain plate mail
shatters around you.
Extra shrapnel damage, actually.
Cool. Well, I'm a scout now instead. Great.
Yay!
Oh, cool. Very nice.
Oh, I actually have this open right here. So plate. Oh, I apologize. So my plate mail is normally 1,500 gold pieces. So all I need, guys, is 750. If anyone's got that laying around,
I wish.
Well, today there will be the opportunity to make some money. So, because I know how
10,000 gold.
money hungry everyone is.
I just need plate mail. I don't need money for anything else.
Dude, I would go for some studded leather. Just saying.
So I'm saying, man. I just want to. I already have negative to my stealth checks. I may as well just go all the way to plate.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So when you guys left off, you were talking to Jar Axel, kind of in the interlude session. You met him and his drow entertainers in Waterdeep Port, and he offered you 10,000 gold pieces for the Stone of Galore.
Do we have any idea how much the treasure stash that the stone is supposed to point to is worth?
You do. In your private conversations with Rainier, he told you that there was at least 500,000 gold pieces in the vault.
So who cares about his 10 grand?
Yeah.
So what's the Stone of Galore? Do we know anything about that?
We heard about it last session.
Yeah.
That it's worth a lot of money.
So it's supposed to point towards the stash, right?
Yes.
Oh, so we're not giving up that stone. Because
yeah, if we
stash is worth so much more. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. So Halkun just starts digging. He says, "Other than the city, gotta start somewhere."
So you guys are at what you've now named the Poltergeist Pub. Workers have started showing up. They're starting to make some repairs to your bottom floor. You couldn't afford to fix the whole thing, but you managed to make a small deposit just to fix up the tavern portion. And you've renamed it Poltergeist Pub because you've learned that it's haunted by a poltergeist named Lif that you've appeased, I guess.
How is Lif doing with the whole renovations?
If like a worker's putting up a beam or something and it's not quite right, he'll like shift it a little bit without them. So like boards will be moving, or if someone's like, putting a cup down without a coaster, he'll like pick it up.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That was pretty good. So he's like kind of a grandma. Is he put like plastic wrap on all the futons and stuff?
Yeah, as like workers are like taking out like old chairs. They'll like put a chair outside and then it'll magically like drift back in. So the workers have to work like extra hard to clear out the space.
Oh man.
Can we rename this place like the Phantom Coaster?
It's a pretty good name too.
Yeah, you haven't. I guess if you guys want to go through some couple name changes, you can. Nothing's been set in stone.
We should just change it every week, like Hakun adds to his name every week.
That would cost us a lot in signs.
Isn't that actually like a gnome thing? Don't gnomes actually add to their name all the time?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I think that they do. While we're looking, I may as well look up.
All right.
I know Tabaxi have different fixations every so often. So
gnomes love names and must have a half dozen or so.
Oh, good memory.
Huh.
But as you guys are sitting around and kind of watching the changes, maybe you guys have found a corner of table and you're kind of planning your next move. There will be a loud explosion!
Oh.
Windows rattle as the roar of an explosion fills Troll Skull Alley. Charred bodies and anguished screams fly through the air. A thick cloud of acrid smoke billows outward from the blast, which seems to have occurred right outside your door.
Oh,
no. Lif, why?
Going to rush out the front door.
All right.
I'm right behind him.
Like, as you guys rush out, there's just flames and people screaming and there's smoke. go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Oh yeah, first roll of the night.
Yeah. Perception.
Natural 2.
I'm good
Ooh.
at that.
I got a 4
Plus-
total.
Plus
Hey,
3
though.
is 5.
Total of 12.
Nice.
All right. Okay, you are a little rattled, but Jin gets out there before. Jin gets out there before everyone else, so he's kind of able to figure out what's going on while the rest of you are confused. And you'll just see bodies strewn across the alleyway. The alley's pretty busy during the day because there's several stores kind of flanking your tavern. Right now, it's just pure chaos. There's people running all over the place, and you'll see about 11 dead bodies just kind of scorched on the ground. And whatever caused the explosion is just going to kind of dissipates, so you can't necessarily see a source. But there's a large scorch mark on the ground right in front of your home.
Oh, man.
Is there any damage to our structure?
No, structure is fine.
Can I roll masonry to see?
Is there anyone nearby or like anyone like running away from the scene?
So there's a bunch of people running away from the scene.
Because of the chaos, but
Yes.
Anybody drow?
You can make another perception
That's
check if you want.
racist.
Another one. I got another natural 2, so total of 5.
Ooh.
It's just like all about the natural 2s tonight.
I rolled better though. I rolled a 24 total.
All right, you don't see any
Nice.
drow. You're very, very certain.
I also didn't see drow, and I rolled a 5.
I saw a lot of drow and rolled a nothing. I'm actually going to focus on anybody who's hurt, trying to lend aid.
Ooh, I'm gonna go check. Can I go check the bodies, see if anyone's still breathing or alive? Or
Yeah,
Or have
so
some gold pieces on.
yes. So Landros and Jin kind of rush in and start checking people. You will find there's a small 12-year-old boy whose like leg is just charred. But he's like screaming out in pain. And
I'm
then
going with my sword to put him out of his misery. That's what we do around here, right? But he can never be a warrior. Why live?
Hakun, get some snow, shovel it onto his leg.
But he can never be a warrior.
He will be something else then. Support staff. How about that?
Okay. I'll get him snow. Have I met Lith, or do I think like the house is like talking?
it depends on whether or not if the other party members have told you about Lif, but you've definitely noticed strange occurrences.
I'm
think
gonna
we
run
would've
with the
brought him.
idea that Lith is just the house, and I'm like, house. Did you see anything? Who was it? House.
There's no response.
Is this boy going to make it?
You can make a medicine check.
Oh, I don't know if I should be the one doing it, but I'm doing it anyways. That's a 10. I probably
Okay.
don't hurt him.
Yeah, I mean, as you kind of poke around a little bit, I mean, it's a leg injury, so probably, and it's a burn, so it's not like bleeding.
That's good. Cauterized already. That's one word I know.
But it seems like everyone else that was in the blast zone is dead, and there are
Oh,
11
geez.
bodies.
Oh man.
Anyone of note? Who does it look like the blast was centered on someone in particular?
So you can make an investigation check to try and figure out kind of how the blast occurred, I guess.
I just thought there was a stand.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if there's anything magical in nature going
Definitely,
on
go
here?
for it.
I rolled a 9 total.
Okay,
Got a
like I said, there's
15.
a big scorch mark. All the snow's kind of been blown back. You guys know that there was a fireball because you sort of saw it out the window. With a 15, you're fairly certain that this was caused by a magical something. Something magical occurred to cause
Okay.
this.
Can I
A
make an
smell,
athletics check?
perhaps? What are you doing? What are you doing with your athletics check?
I'm good at them. I don't know. It might help. I get the highest bonus, so that's what I'm good at.
So a crowd starts like forming of
I got a
pedestrians.
natural 20 for athletics, just flexing. No joke, natural 20. I'm glad I used it on that roll.
Perfect.
Yeah. Advertisement, guys. Just, ugh.
But a crowd starts forming like a semicircle around the blast. And you asked who the bodies were, so I'm going to lay them out for you real quick. So you've got 1 elderly human who was out for a walk. You've got 2 cloaked male humans. clad in leather armor with sheathed longswords. 2 female humans, 1 male half-elf, and they're all just kind of dressed in plain clothing. 1 male gnome wearing a burned cloak, clutching a dagger, and then 2 female halflings who were playing a flute and a fiddle, and 2 male halflings who were dancing.
So the gnome is clutching a dagger?
Clutching a dagger as if it was in his hand when the explosion occurred.
That seems suspicious.
And the ones in black just are armed with long swords, but they don't have them drawn?
That's correct.
Can we search the gnome body as well as the armed, the leathered up men?
Figures.
Yeah, so if everyone wants to kind of pick something to search, it sounds like Cocoon's going to go ahead and search the gnome.
How about I do crowd control?
I got a 20. Not a natural, I got a 17 plus 3.
Perfect.
Investigation, I don't get plus anything. Never mind, 17.
All right. So if you use investigation, you're going to find the knife, obviously, the dagger. This gnome actually has mud on its boots. And if you smell it, it kind of smells a familiar smell to you now, which is the smell of sewage.
Oh, the sewage.
And you can guess. Yeah, you've been in the sewers enough that you recognize that it looks like this gnome was actually living in there.
Nice.
And he's been in there for a while, probably about a month.
Dang.
You can tell that just by looking at his boots. Cool.
Yeah, and just maybe like his, I don't know, the end of his cloak, maybe smells pretty
It's got
bad.
a certain type of mildew that only grows after a significant amount of time in a dank area. Like,
I think he had 1 teardrop tattoo for each day he had spent down in the sewers. So it just looks like he's bawling.
He's crying down his chest.
Yeah, it's all the way to his nipples by now, which is the clear mark.
The nipple mark. We call that the 1 month nipple mark.
Yeah. That's what we called it in the Feywild, and boy, do I measure time by it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna try and do some crowd control, keep people calm.
Okay.
Also invite those who are, I don't know, terrified by the blast, or if anybody has any information that they'd like to share.
Okay.
Our tavern is opening up. I want to provide free drinks to everybody. Because
Not free.
Not free.
I say free because I don't understand the concept of money, and I think everybody needs a drink at a time like this.
Don't have enough for it to be free.
Yeah, we're really broke.
So
no.
Some people are shell-shocked, and so they won't really be able to process everything you're telling them. But a couple people will definitely take you up on the offer, and they'll follow you inside the inn. And then, Jin, you were checking what?
The cloaked humans
Great.
with the long swords.
Cloaked humans with the long swords.
13 total.
Okay. So you will notice that one of them has that familiar black winged snake tattoo on his right forearm.
Idiot.
That you know as the side of the Zentarim.
It's the Zentarim, dude.
Yes.
Hey, that's the people I'm hanging out with?
Perhaps.
I am. I'm
thought they were
not cool with the
friends.
Xanathars Guild. Yeah, what the fuck? Maybe they're protecting us.
Oh, maybe.
I'm gonna take their swords and hand them to Hakoon.
Okay.
Wait,
The long swords just in case.
I'm gonna carry extra long swords on the body.
Yeah, and is there any sort of like money or like papers or anything?
No, they have no gold or anything on them.
These guys aren't criminals. We're just like looting people who got killed in the blast.
They don't need
Do I see muddy footprints leading to or from a sewer grate if this gnome has like mud that is significant and obvious caked on him?
If you wanted to make a survival check in a bit, you could. I'm going to switch over to Lanharos, though, because you want to talk to witnesses.
Natural 20.
So I guess after conferring with my companions, I'll realize that giving away free alcohol isn't possible. So I'll give away free water, free drinks. To try and, people,
I mean, your tavern's like a construction zone right now, and you don't really have any stores of anything.
Yeah, we don't even have like seats.
We have ghost seats.
In Lanaros's mind, that doesn't matter. Like a nice tree in the front yard is the perfect thing to sit around. we'll just offer up a place for people to sit and kind of recuperate themselves and chat, like talk about what happened, what they think went on. I'll try and not entertain people, but try and be a good listener. And also, if there's anybody who has been very traumatized, I think I would kind of attach myself to them and try and help them cope with this.
Sure. So as you're doing that, someone will take like a shaky water glass. You'll actually recognize her. She's one of your neighbors. She owns a potion shop in the same alley as you. And she'll say, I was watering plants in the greenhouse as the second floor of my shop went when the blast blew out the windows. Luckily, I wasn't injured, though through the smoke, I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of the dead gnome, then start limping away. He was badly burned and casting glances over his shoulder, like he was afraid someone might be following him. He was headed toward the bent nail. You know,
Thank you very much, neighbor.
Smithy on your street is the bent nail.
Insight check. Do I believe this check?
You're not there. You're outside.
All right, I got a 20 on my survival thing though. I'm like,
yeah, we'll get there.
I believe her implicitly.
Perfect. And then you'll have another witness. This will be a very wealthy noble who seems completely out of place. His world is completely shattered by the fact that anything terrible would happen anywhere near him.
I know just the type.
In my vicinity?
And he'll say, I tell you, it was not a man. More like a puppet shaped like a man. A puppet without strings. It was on the rooftop. It hurled something into the crowd. It's what caused the explosion. I saw those halflings burned alive. I saw them! And he'll just like break down historical tears.
I'll try and calm him down and ask him for a little bit more information about the puppet. If it looks mechanical in nature.
Yes. Mechanical.
Oh man, all right. I think even Laneros wouldn't 100%.
Somebody take something out of his pocket.
So I'll try and calm him.
Great. And then we'll jump back to Hakoon. So you'll be following, you actually will be a trail because you rolled so good, kind of through the snow. It'll actually lead you toward the bent nail, which you know is sort of to the east of where your establishment is. And as you walk by, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Hey, 17 plus 2, 3, 20.
That's great. There'll be a small little halfling boy that looks very similar to the boy that got his leg charred. He'll be kind of ducking down by a barrel, sort of huddled up in a little ball.
I'll approach him. And then all 6'9", greeny, toothy of me, child. Did you see what happened? Speak, boy, and I'll give you this shiny dagger.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
Persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Hey, 19.
Okay. He'll like hold up his hand for the dagger.
It's a good dagger.
Dagger. He'll kind of take it and clutch it to his chest, and he'll say, right after the explosion, my brother was hurt, so I ducked behind this barrel, and then I heard a plop, and so the barrel's like a rain barrel. It's just like full of water, or ice rather, kind of broken up ice. And he'll hold out something from his pocket. And he'll be like, and I found this. And it'll be a small, it's actually a necklace with 2 red beads and a broken clasp.
Definitely the stone of
Can
Galore.
I take it from him?
Yeah, he'll hand it to you.
Thank you, child.
Is my brother all right?
Yes, I put snow on his leg.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
All right.
He will not be a great fighter, but he can be good support staff, as my compatriots have mentioned.
I'll protect him, and he'll kind of poke out with the knife a little bit.
You need to work on your thrust. If you need lessons, I can train you.
Okay.
I'm over at the Poltergeist Inn. What is your name, small child?
My name is Childer.
Child is a child. This is a simplistic land. I like it. Okay. I examined the beads.
You
Does it look
probably
like a necklace of fireball?
you probably won't be able to make anything of them.
All right.
But Jin, what are you doing?
I wanted to head off in the direction of whatever this puppet machine went to. If I heard all of that business.
Sure. I guess at some point, Lanharos will kind
Yeah.
of tell you.
I'll have the noble point out which roof the puppet was on.
Sure. If you want to kind of hop up and make a perception check to see if you see anything, or an investigation check to see if you can figure out if the angle works.
I'll do perception first.
Okay.
Ooh, that's really good. That's a 24 total.
Awesome.
Nice.
So 24, you will see. It was actually on top of your roof that this thing was kind of clamoring around.
What?
And some of the shingles look like they've kind of shifted a bit.
And the house didn't warn us.
Damn
Nobody
lift.
knew. That's crazy. Why I was up in my turret this morning. Can I will go back into the manor and climb up and see if I can get onto the roof and figure out which direction this thing went.
Yeah, so you rolled really well. So your guess is that actually after it like leapt off the roof after the explosion.
Oh jeez. And so like just leapt off the roof in what direction?
Into the yeah. It probably ran in the same direction towards the bent nail.
Towards the bent nail.
I feel like we need to go to the bent nail guy.
Yeah, let's. Is there any signs that the bent nail is like open or that people pass through?
Yeah, so having been there for a while, your neighbors actually probably would have introduced themselves. And so you'd actually know the owners fairly well. I believe they're... Let's see. So it's owned by people you already know. Again, Tally Fellbranch, who's the artist in the bent nail, a half-elf male carpenter. And he sells wooden weapons and shields for children. He also sells furniture and some wood sculptures.
Oh.
Nice.
And
Well.
if you want to go interrogate him, I suppose you could.
Or ask him if he saw anything. If he saw anybody run by.
He'll say, I heard the explosion, but I didn't see anything. I'm kind of ashamed to admit it. I honestly hid. You know, I'm not much of a fighter.
How did he know it was an explosion?
That's valid.
I heard it.
Could have been anything.
Exactly. And as you guys are talking with him, you'll actually see some guards of the city sort of start to approach.
Time.
And if you step outside, not only are there like 12 guards that have sort of arrived and start like pushing people around, but a griffin rider, so an individual who rides a griffin and kind of patrols the city will sort of swoop down. He's a member of the city watch.
Have I met this person before?
This individual person you have not, Lanharos.
Okay.
So, awkwardly enough, guys, I draw my weapon at the sight of a griffin, and I like prepare for battle, because the winged horror, if you guys listen to my title, is a griffin.
Oh, no.
So I'm like very much like ah.
I'll try and talk you down because I've had a little bit of I ran into some griffin riders and actually I kind of want to be one now.
Is
Please
there any
protect
sort
me
of place
because I will be stupid.
Okay, I'll
shadows to hide?
Anywhere for anyone to hide?
Yeah, well, if I could hide, I would like to.
Yeah. Yeah, you could hide. There's like alleys. There's rain barrels to hide against.
Yeah, I'll try to get out of the way and not let the guards see me.
There's a lot of people. You can even hide amongst the crowd, kind of Assassin's Creed style.
Ooh, yeah, hide a plain sight.
So Hakun, should I roll persuasion against you to try and calm you down?
Please do.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's a 24.
Good. Don't roll high. Oh, I got a 19, but it doesn't matter. You
Oh,
win.
yes. I rolled a 19
down.
also.
Talk me down.
Right. Yeah, I'll tell you about my time spent with the griffins and how majestic of creatures they are, and how back in the Feywild I could speak to them, but here they almost snipped at my hand whenever I try to mount one. So it's a weird world we live in, but these creatures are good.
I don't know. There is a child's tale or a child's rhyme in my village. 2 little orcs walk in the sun. Along came the griffin, and then there was one.
Oh,
It's been picking off my people.
I
I hoped to one day slay the winged horror.
I try and explain that this obviously is a tame griffin, one that helps people.
There's a rider on this one, so clearly it's under somebody's control.
Okay.
Although,
a 24 is a high number, so.
that is terrifying, though. But I'll tell you a story about the griffins that I've met before and how they've been generally benign creatures, at least in the Feywild.
There be 9. 9 of them. Okay.
Yes, it's called a pride, I believe.
Okay. 9 griffins is many. We only have 1 winged horror.
So this it cannot be the winged horror then, since there are more than 9 that work for the city.
No, he lives in the fallen city, north of the spine of the world.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's probably pretty far away.
Yeah, so
Shall I recite my title? No, I'm just kidding.
and you all would have seen these griffin riders at some point. They kind of ride in packs typically, and they sort of just patrol the city. They're a part of the city guard, and they're sort of charged with keeping everyone safe. And so it's not totally surprising to see one arrive.
Let's go up and sniff it.
But none of you have necessarily been this close to one. And as you're standing there, you will hear in the crowd kind of, "Make way! Get out of the way! Important authorities coming through!" And 2 figures will appear that I actually have pictures for. One is a very solemn-looking man. It looks like he hasn't smiled in decades. And he will shortly introduce himself as Mr. Cromley. He's a member of the city's watch and an investigator. And then there'll be sort of a louder, mage-looking character, and his name is Barnabas. Barnabas Blastwind.
That's a hilarious name.
They'll kind of make their way through the crowd, and everyone will part for them, and the guards will sort of make room. Barnabas will kind of take off his glasses, and he'll fog them up a little bit on purpose, and then clean them, and then put them back on. Be like, well, what have we here? And
I put my sword away.
The guards will kind of tell them, and it looks like these guys have been sent to investigate, pretty much. And Blastwind will be like, well, do we have any witnesses? Any witnesses here? Well, come now, speak up.
I'll step forward.
You!
So I'll give them my personal account of how I didn't see much of anything, but I've since spoken with many witnesses. I have 2 possible leads. I described the puppeted creature on the rooftop, and I don't know. Are they interested in hearing my conjecture about it, or would they rather just facts?
Blastwind will be interested. He'll kind of stroke his beard and be like, yes. And then as you try to deviate from the facts, Cromley will just be like, just the facts, sir. Just the facts.
So I'll explain that I did, that as a magic user myself, I did sense a hint of magic on the wind associated with this attack. And I will also describe the figure in black that scampered off down the way that we came.
Perfect. So Cromley will take down all of his information in his little journal. Be like, show us to the witnesses.
All right. I assume that they're probably maybe back. I definitely know where our neighbor is, but I don't know about the noble. But maybe they're still drinking water at the house.
All right.
I guess we could take them back up there.
So they'll go into the house, and they'll do their best job to kind of investigate. You'll also notice that as they go into the mansion, some more clerics will arrive. And they'll kind of confer with the guards. It looks like they've actually been summoned by the guard for some purpose. And they'll kind of go look about the bodies, and they'll start casting spells. It would require an Arcana check to kind of figure out what they're doing, but
I will make an Arcana check.
sure.
13.
Great. So with the 13, you get this set. You're not exactly sure what spell they're using, but it looks like they're trying to preserve the bodies so that they can be better examined.
I'm gonna describe to Blastwind the beads I was given, but not tell him that I have them or show him because they're mine.
Okay. So he'll approach him. He'll kind of turn around. Whoa, whoa! You're mighty large, aren't you?
Indeed.
Well, out with it. You have something to contribute?
There was a small warrior who told me that after the blast, there was a damaged necklace that landed near him. Red beads, broken clasp.
Very curious, very curious. You wouldn't happen to have it on you by any chance, would you?
I probably would. I don't think Hakun's a hoarder. I am, just in case it's like a really cool magical thing, but Hakun would be like, this.
All
Beads
right.
are for non-warriors.
So
Warriors wear beads, they don't make them.
he'll be like, oh yes, and he'll like reach out to grab it, and then Cronley will slap his hand, and then Cronley will take out like a handkerchief and take it from you with the handkerchief as if to preserve any fingerprints or anything.
We know what fingerprints are.
Yeah. I like look at my hand, like what? Fingerprints are when you strangle a man and it leaves bruises, right?
But Cronley will hold it up so that Blastwind can examine it without actually touching it. And Blastwind will be like, oh yes, yes. Well, this explains a lot. A necklace of fireballs. It seems as if there's 2 beads remaining. The clasp is broken. It seems as if someone snapped it and threw one of the beads. That would certainly explain the scorch marks.
I'll take it back now.
Cronley was like, I don't think so, son. This is city guard property now.
I paid for it, sir. Hakun wouldn't give a shit. I care. Hakun probably wouldn't give a shit. He'd be like, whatever, it's magic, I don't care.
Cronley would be like, wise choice. And we'll kind of tuck it away. He's got like an evidence pouch. We'll put it in there.
Jin, take it.
Do I see which pouch he puts it in?
Sure. Now keep in mind, there's like 12 guards, a Griffin Rider, and he's standing next to like someone who's a trained investigator.
All I'm saying is, I do have a flute, and I could probably distract people with a good or bad performance. It doesn't matter what I roll.
Jin probably wouldn't be able to pull this one off. There's a lot of eyes.
Jin, my new code, our code word, by the way, is spyglass. Means steal a thing.
Spyglass?
Nice, that's
So
good.
it's like, spyglass.
Just loud enough that everyone hears.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares if they know what spyglass is? Nobody knows what it is.
I'll ask if they'll give me any time, the investigators. I'll just ask them in kind of wide-eyed wonder if this is a common occurrence, if things like this normally happen, or what the hell, what in the Fae is going on here?
Yeah. Blastwind will look down and be like, unfortunately, the city has been in some state of duress recently. This fighting between the Xanathar and the Zentarim has kind of put everyone on edge. I don't think so.
Oh, I'll think about it and then realize maybe I didn't.
I would actually go and I'll point out to the, what's the guy's name again? I'm sorry, the investigator.
Blastwind.
Blastwind. Mr. Blastwind, I did notice as I was looking at these 2 cloaked humans here, one of them has a tattoo. Now, like, I looked up the arm and show the dead body.
Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. Perhaps maybe I have a solution for this. And he'll kind of wave one of the clerics over, and one of the clerics will come over, and he'll be like, I would like to know what this gentleman knows about the incident. And he'll kind of point to the dead body, and the cleric will lean down and he'll do some magic and enchanting, and I'm sure there's a material component. And essentially he's casting Speak with Dead on the corpse. And you'll see the corpse kind of gasp. An ash will plume from its mouth.
I draw my blade again.
The material component is burning incense.
Burning incense, perfect.
That's super cool.
Literally, I grabbed my player's handbook and I flipped to the exact right page.
That is
Damn.
very impressive.
I was gonna say that was really quick. How you
Yeah, I was like magic, and I was like, oh look, I'm in the SPs. Oh look, Speak with Dead.
Amazing. And the last one would be like, kind sir, if you could please reveal to us your name. And the dead body will just go, Bashik Ortalis.
Bashik Ortalis.
And then Blasted will say, do tell us, kind sir, who is it that you were working for? Erstil Floxen. Erstil. Quite unusual name. And, tell me, what were you doing here in the streets? Hunting a gnome. I wonder what other questions we could ask. He'll kind of stroke his beard.
Ask him why.
Yeah, why were they pursuing the gnome?
Why? That's a great question. Let's see. Why were you pursuing the gnome? Gnome carried an artifact. Erstin said get. Said it can make us rich as kings.
Spyglass. Spyglass. Spyglass.
I'll ask, or I'll throw out, do you know anything about a puppeted creature? Animatron?
No. He'll die.
Oh, no.
Oh, you wasted the last question on a
Did I
no.
kill him?
So he's
I'm
dead
really
for real
confused.
now.
Oh.
Hakun prods him with a sword.
Cromley will come to, please don't contaminate the crime scene.
Well,
There's not a lot of magic users.
about chasing the gnome, we should ask the gnome questions and see what item he had.
Oh yes, Blastwind says that's quite wise. And so he calls over another cleric and is like, another incense trick, please. So he
I feel like he's not very good at this.
he blows the incense on the dead body of the gnome, and the gnome kind of perks up, wide eyes, but his face is just horribly charred. You can tell he's frightened. He goes, well, did you have any questions in mind?
What item did you have that these men were chasing you?
Item, right, chased, right, stone of galore, I believe it was called.
Oh, shit.
He had the stone! I keep my composure.
Man.
I know what that is. Where were you taking this stone?
I was taking it to some friends of my friend, Rainier, Neverember. I thought it would be safe at Troll Skull Manor.
Wait,
Oh.
it almost came straight to us?
Who
Okay.
gave you that name?
Wait,
Go for
Rainier?
it.
Didn't Rainier Ember
We saved him.
ever flame?
Yeah, that was the guy. That was one of the guys we saved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who took the stone from you? Or like what happened?
I don't know. I just saw a flash, but I was being followed.
Who else knew about this stone?
Where did you get the stone from?
Also that.
Yeah.
I got the stone. I stole it.
But proceed. More.
You guys just looking
How many-
around wildly.
How many we asked?
You've asked 4. You have one more question.
Fuck.
Oh.
we converse with each other?
Yes, you can consult.
Guys,
Oh god.
where was he taking it is a good question, but it doesn't help us. Who else knew about it? Can help, but you know.
Or who
Who
sent
did he
him our
steal
way?
it from? Who did he steal it from? Because,
What about who told him to steal it?
Yeah.
well, who we have to assume. So, Rainier Everflame. That's the like aristocrat.
Never Ember. Yeah, he was the prince of the son of that lord from Neverwinter, who looked like Floon, who we were
But
sent to
wasn't
save by
Floon.
Homo.
And he has a very nice house, by the way. I've been there.
What do you know about this?
I just know about Rainier and Floon. That's it. I did sound like Rainier didn't know about the Stone of Galore.
It sounds like he did.
Well, he knows about it, but he didn't know like where it was or anything.
He didn't know that this gnome had it. Oh gosh, should we ask the gnome his name?
No. Well, what's gonna help us find the stone? Like, who else knew about the stone, right?
Yeah.
Give us an extensive list of everyone who knew about the stone.
Yeah.
I feel like we found a genie and we're on our last wish and we don't know what to wish for.
More wishes. Damn it, that doesn't work.
Damn it!
Can we ask you more questions? No.
Wait, how many questions have we asked? 4.
Oh, that'd be great.
I say how it says he stole it.
From who?
Yeah.
But we have to assume it's from the Zentarim? Because they're chasing him?
I think everybody wants a stone, though.
Everybody wants the stone, but I remember hearing something about the Zentarim trying to steal something from the Xanathar, something of great value, which this stone seems to be pretty important if so many people are after it.
Right,
But
so
what-
you know that the war between the Xanathar and the Zentareans essentially started because the Zentareans supposedly stole something of great value from the Xanathar.
We have to assume that the Zentarim had the stone. The Xanathar had it before, but the Zentarim stole it. So who knew that he had it, specifically? And if the mechanical things are chasing it, do you think it's the Drow? They have a mechanical Nimbliwatt, or whatever they're called.
Nimble rights.
Yeah, Nimbliwatt. Through the
knows that's a little troubling. But the captain did say he acquired them here, so there could be more in the city.
So I think we should ask who else knew that he had it.
I think that's good.
Yeah,
So
I think that's
people are tracked down.
so. We're gonna ask for our final question. Who else knew that you had the Stone of Galore?
Who else knew? No one.
Apparently, that's not true.
Yeah, you freaking liar. Dead people are liars.
People are lying.
Do the dead tend to lie with speak with undead? I'm asking both
I
in
think
and out of character.
they tell the truth.
I think they can lie. I think it's like a common misconception that they have to tell you the truth.
I would assume that there may be like priorities change when they're
Speak
dead,
with
though.
plants.
That's
cool
well,
too.
I'm going to tell you as players, it was telling the truth.
Okay.
So no one knew he had it
Yeah,
to the best of his
answers.
knowledge.
Yeah, it's under no.
Cryptic or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or recognizes you as an enemy.
But it was coming to us. It was coming to us with the
Yeah.
Stone of Galore, so I have to assume.
We're not enemies, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did just get gypped of like the freest payday ever, though.
Yeah, damn. So there's a black robed figure, or a black cloaked figure, trying to get away. There's probably a million of those.
Took
In this.
something off his body, which I would assume would have been the stone. He doesn't have the
Yeah.
stone on him, does he? Can I check his body?
How lucky would that be?
Sure, you could. Well, as you go to do it, Cromwell will be like, "Hey, hey, hey! No contaminating the scene. Honestly, you guys have been way too involved already.
Listen, bro. It's our jurisdiction.
See if he still has it on him, or if that's what the thing that the cloaked man took.
He'll be like, if anyone's checking the body, I'm checking the body. And he'll reach down and he's gonna take out like tweezers and things. He's gonna like move one piece of cloth at a time. And he's moving very methodically as he searches the body, careful not to mess anything up.
I'm gonna roll a persuasion check and tell him I'm a special investigator.
That'd be a deception check.
Yeah, I rolled a natural 4, so I just showed him like my palm, like as if there's a badge there, but there's not. I'm like, special investigator Hakun Valoris, move out of the way.
he'll actually like summon some guards over and be like, all right, I've had enough of this. And some guards will come over and try to shoo you all away at this point.
Okay, fine, we'll go away.
Like that's enough. Trust in the watch.
I'll back off it, but still curiously watch just all these goings on. I've never seen any crimes really before. Now that I think about it, so I think I'm fascinated. Yep. Oh yeah.
So it'll take a good like 15 minutes for Cromley to go through this body, very very carefully. But Cromley doesn't find anything, just the dagger.
Okay.
Oh wow. So.
Do we go back into our pub?
Yeah.
We have to talk to a bunch of different people, guys.
You gotta. I guess we could talk to Rainier. I mean, I have a standing invitation at his manse. I could show it to you. It's really nice.
I agree.
Actually, yes. If he's the one who pointed the gnome in our direction, he would be the person to talk to.
Let's see if the
more about this gnome person who's dead.
Can I get a message out to Yagra too?
Sure.
We do have paper birds that we can use.
How many do we have?
Yeah, that's nice.
We have 8.
10? Oh, 8.
8. Actually, I'm sure that I know where Yagra is. I don't have to waste a paper bird because I feel like we should use that to find a person. Right?
Yeah,
say a name and then just follow a paper bird.
Those to find the drow that attacked you, Hakun.
What
we have a name.
How does the paper bird work? You just say a name and it finds that person?
Say
a
name.
50 word.
Yeah, and if it can get there, it will get there.
So, but does it have to be what if it's like a nickname?
I guess if the sender knows who it's going to, it would probably be able to figure it out.
Stone of Galore.
Stone of Galore gets so much fan mail.
Wielder of the Stone of Galore.
That's actually the burden of being the wielder of the Stone of Galore. You just have to answer fan mail all day. You're a glorified secretary.
Can I get some of that stone? You find that treasure yet? I could really use some money.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, this is your third cousin thrice removed. Can you help a brother out?
Send me some of that galore.
So I think that I would try and get the name of the gnome before we head out.
At this point, they won't know, and no witnesses will know. And as you have exhausted all questions,
we'll need to talk.
Does it have a name tag?
In order to know his name.
A gnome tag, maybe.
Gnome tag.
Rainier should know it though. He said that he was coming to us because we were friends of Rainier.
Yeah, true.
So we should definitely make our way towards Rainier. And if you have an invitation, Linares, we should cash in on that.
This manse is always open to me. He's a great host.
You guys, I'm gonna stop by Yagra.
Okay.
We'll go
I'll give you the worst directions ever, but in my mind, I think that they're pretty decent. Like you turn past the large, like all these different landmarks that wouldn't stand out to literally anyone else. I'd be like, and you take a left at the man peeing on the street corner. Just like
the mouse eating cheese.
Yes.
They're peeing.
This is the best directions I can give you. Nothing else stands out here. So I'll take you then, Jen, with me over there.
Perfect. All right. So what's Hakun doing? He's going to the yawning portal. Okay.
Is that where she's at? Do I have now that I'm a Fang, do I know?
Either she or Davil will be there.
All right. I'll go to them.
Okay. You find Davil there, as he usually is, in his table tucked away in the corner. Davil Song, for those of you that don't know, is a sun elf who's kind of tucked away in the corner of the yawning portal. It's sort of a mystical table that can only be found by those who are sort of led to it.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. All right, I want to ask him what he knows about the gnome.
Davil will.
Like Stone of Galore.
Davil will tell you that he knows of the stone, and he knows of the riches that it can lead one to, but he knows nothing of a gnome.
Does he know where the stone was last? Like, is that the thing of like, cut the shit, devil? Is that what? I know. No, is that what started the war between the Xanathar and the Zhentarim?
That would be a good guess. Yes.
Okay. And so, who last had it? Like last that he knew, who had it in their possession?
My understanding was that the Xanathar had it for a good while. Not exactly sure how he came to have it or what the guild intended to do with it. But during a meeting with the Zhentarim, it was stolen.
By Zhentarim?
Supposedly, but I don't have it. And the new faction of the Zents in the city certainly haven't shared with me that they had it.
So a third party might have stolen it.
That would be my guess, yes.
And there were two Zhentarim, correct?
Correct.
Zhentarim,
yes, right now our faction is split.
No, I meant there were two Zhentarim who were tailing the gnome.
Oh. Did you get one of their names by any chance?
Yes, and I regurgitate the name I heard that I totally remember.
Perfect. So that name was... This is actually very helpful. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, me too. I was like, hey, Zhentarim, I should probably stop by my Zhentarim friends.
Bashik or Talus was the name. Yeah. And as you say it, Devil will sort of stroke his non-beard.
Everybody has a beard.
And he'll say, yes, Basic. He was one of our best operatives until he was corrupted by this new faction. I believe he was spending some time with Erstal Floxen at the Gralhund Villa.
All right. All right. Great. Anything you can do to aid me in thwarting your foes?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll send some agents to investigate Gralhund, if you wish. And I'll have them meet you outside of the manse, should you investigate.
Yeah, I'm more of a cleaver than a scalpel.
It's one of the reasons I love you.
I appreciate that. And Akun will just like back away awkwardly, chew on some hay, and then leave. I'll meet them at the manse. I'll investigate with the other place when I have backup.
All right, sounds good. All right, so jump. Lanros and Jin, you approach Estate Never Ember. I forget which ward it's in. Doesn't really matter.
Sea ward, maybe?
Sure. I think that sounds right. It's very large, and it's constantly housed by staff. But at the moment, Rainier is not home, as he's rarely home, because he doesn't really like spending time at the place.
Oh yeah, there's a tavern that he might be at.
The Skewered Dragon.
That's right. That's the one.
In the dock ward.
That's
so
out of town, Lanaire.
Oh well, it's not that large of a town, is it? Then I think about it, and it's like, oh yeah, actually, it does take a long time to get around here. You can just summon a Quaddle, or that's not something that happens here. Well, I guess we have to walk.
We have to walk, unless you have the money for a carriage, which I don't think you do.
I have a couple of acorns still.
Yeah, that won't buy us passage anywhere.
Oh, well.
All right, let's go.
Should we wait for our large friend?
I was gonna say like 2 hours later, I get to the house, like finally, no one's there.
All confused and lost.
Yeah. If we're waiting for Hakoon, we should wait for Hakoon.
Oh yeah, we can wait in style. I don't think Rainier would mind, and I start kind of helping myself to some of his liquor cabinet.
Yeah,
And
no, the servants here have pretty much been given permission to allow you to have full access to the house. Rhaenyra really doesn't care.
yeah,
Nice.
I mean, I don't try and take advantage of it, but I think in my mind it would just be like, oh, of course, like this is what friends do.
Yeah, I'll fill a wineskin and take it with me. They're offering.
I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
get
sit
you guys
out
like
on-
fully drunk. I'm like, God, where is this place?
We'll go sit out, looking out over the sea, with some like beautiful view, and I'll probably start telling you a bunch of stories, Jen, until you tell me to shut up.
So the chief servant will offer. He'll be like, "So Rhaenyra's not home. If you would like, I could fetch him."
Oh,
Oh, yes, actually, that would be wonderful. This would be a better place for us to talk, I think.
Great. So he'll go and he'll do that.
wow.
We're just loitering in his house.
Drinking his booze, hanging out, enjoying life.
What a nice
Do you have any
best
sort of,
friend
like,
he has.
They're like,
Do I have any games? So he said.
or yeah, does Rainier have any games?
Oh, I have face sticks. I can teach you a drinking game.
Basics, the drinking. I don't really want to drink too much right now. I'm a little bit tense since 11 people were murdered in front of our house.
Oh, well, I can drink for two then.
You do
Yeah.
that. I'll have a little bit. I'll sip, but I don't want to play a drinking game. Though I appreciate
Okay.
the offer.
I think, yeah, when you remind me of the stakes of the situation, I'm probably snap back to my senses. Back
I'm
into
just
my.
ready to drink, man. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, time doesn't stand still.
So
Yeah, well,
conveniently, Rhaenyra and Hakoon will make it back to the mansion at the same time. So you guys could interrogate Rhaenyra. He'll be happy to see Lanfros, and I guess happy to see the rest of you. You all saved him at least once.
Thank you for getting me the tickets to the opera. By the way, that was a wonderful show. I had a lovely evening.
Yes, and you met our mutual friend.
Oh yes, he was very, very kind. Give me a good talking to.
Isn't he? Good. I'm so glad that worked out.
So we are here to speak with you because I don't know if you've heard, but there was an explosion that happened on Trollskull Alley
Oh
not
my
too long
goodness.
ago.
That's where your house is.
Yes, in fact, it happened just out front.
Oh.
And we found the reason was because there was a gnome carrying a special object, and this gnome said you pointed him towards us, which is why he was in front of our house.
I haven't spoken with any gnomes recently. Do you know what he was doing there?
Apparently had the Stone of Galore.
Yes, he said he had the Stone of Galore and was seeking us for protection.
Great. So
That you pointed him to us. Is there anyone that you've recommended come see us recently?
Rhaenyra will sit down and he'll just grab a goblet, just fill it to the top, and then down the whole thing, put it down. You can tell he's stunned by the news, and then he'll kind of fill up his goblet again and just kind of swirl it around. And he's going to say, "When the lords of Waterdeep ousted my father, I thought his long dark shadow was finally gone for good. But truth is, I want nothing to do with him. But his spies, they hound me. One of them, this gnome, his name was Dalakar. He'd been watching me for months. Then after about 10 days ago, the spy suddenly was nowhere to be seen. My father didn't trust many people, but he trusted this gnome. I have spoken to a few of his friends. Apparently, he was on a special mission from my father to retrieve the stone. But he was afraid that the Zentarim and the Xanathar were closing in on him, close to catching him. When he heard about my kidnapping, he wanted more information about the adventurers who had rescued me. I think Xanathar was planning to pay you to deliver the stone to my father in Neverwinter."
We did miss out on a free payday.
Dang.
What is this stone used for?
It's...
A lot of people seem to be after it, and yet I don't really know what it does.
And what does it have to do with your father?
So, my father was once open lord of Waterdeep. And when he extorted a fair amount of money. The exact amount is unknown, but I know it's at least 500,000 dragons. Perhaps maybe even up to 1 million.
Jesus Christ.
Oh!
And it's...
Is that a lot?
That's some.
And it's all buried here somewhere under the city, and supposedly, whoever has the stone knows the location of the vault.
So the Stone of Galore is his, like, loot?
The stone is a
compass.
Yeah, it's a compass to his loot.
Yes, it's a compass. That's a great way of putting it.
Huh.
It's a compass that doesn't point north.
Only points to dragons, I'm afraid.
Huh.
Like real dragons? Or...
Yeah, what a powerful man to bury 500,000 dragons beneath a city.
Yeah.
I expect there to be more magic here, but...
So, your father... Oh, jeez. No. What are you doing?
Your father, oh, Jesus.
It's all in character. Well, I'll probably kind of engage him in, maybe not small talk, but just ask for a lot more like details and kind of to go over everything and kind of get the story of it down is what I think Leneros would be most interested in. This is like how Leneros could retell this story.
Sure.
So it's just kind of getting all fixed in his memory.
So what Rainier will know. So Lord Neverwinter, so Neverwinter Senior, hid the gold in a secret vault. As a security precaution, he arranged for all knowledge of the vault's location and defenses to be magically erased from the minds, from his mind, and the mind of his subordinates. So not even Lord Neverwinter knows where the gold is.
Oh, wow.
The wizard who performed the procedure trapped this knowledge within the artifact known as the Stone of Galore. The wizard then disappeared, and Lord Neverwinter hid the stone somewhere in the Palace of Waterdeep.
Do we know who this...
What was the question?
I was just going to say, do we know who this wizard was, or does...
No, that part's been lost. Unknown.
Okay. How interesting. And so how does one get the knowledge out of the stone?
Rainier's not exactly sure. He just knows that having it somehow grants knowledge.
Interesting. I've held many stones in my day, and not all of them were as important or as interesting as this one. But, so obviously your father must have made many enemies. Do you have any ideas of who you think would be most after this stone or after this treasure? It sounds like it's a lot of dragons. I kind of shrug.
500,000 is quite a lot.
Okay. Who do you, if you had to name a few people, Rainier, who do you think would have killed this gnome to take this stone?
Anyone who would want wealth beyond imagining, which I suppose is anyone. Clearly the Zentarim and the Xanathar Guild are after it. I'm sure that the current Open Lord of Waterdeep would be interested in possessing it. Her name, as you would all know, is Laurel Silverhand. But truly anyone, pirates, thieves, scoundrels of all types, even good-intended folk.
So, we probably should talk to the drow. I don't think that they said that they were violent, though, right?
No, the captain was very specific on that they are not here to cause any trouble. Although he himself is looking for the stone.
Charlaxle. Maybe we could pool resources with him. Do you know anything of this pirate or this merchant curiosity captain Jarlaxle?
I did attend the Seed Maidens Fair. It was quite enjoyable.
I know, right? Did you see this? Do you see that one and the other one that did this thing? I'll just go off and start like getting sidetracked.
Yeah. So what I found truly fascinating were those copper golden figures, the dancers. I believe they were nimble rights
as well.
A very distraught gentleman thought that he might have seen one in conjunction with this murder.
Oh, that's right. Yes, so one of the bystanders said he saw something like one of those creatures fleeing from the scene. It looked like it was actually on a rooftop when it all went down.
Well, I've never seen one in the city myself, but I do know that the Temple of Gond is home to many mechanized creations. They are the ones that host the Days of Wonder, after all.
That is where Jarl Axel told us to check out, too, if we wanted to find out more information on these automatons.
I think we should go to the museum, or to the temple.
There, and check out the drow. There's so many loose ends to tie up.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple... We could either go to the temple and see if we can find out more about these nimblerites, as they're called, or we can use one of these paper birds and try to follow it to the drow whose name we have, who attacked you, Hakun.
Yeah, either would work. Wait, we have... Oh, that's... Ooh, I like that plan.
We need to be quick, though, if we do this.
The fastest.
Hakun, did you manage to meet with your contact Yager, you said, was it?
I did. So these two Zentarim were part of the other faction. The
Splinter.
Yeah, the Splinter Cell.
The Splinterim.
The Chaos Theory. No. It's a great game.
It was great.
They were part of the Splinter Cell of the Zentarim, and they were trying to find the Stone of Galore. Apparently, the Zentarim and the Xanathar were fighting over it, but neither of them had it. I guess our gnome friend stole it.
Might have been hiding down in the sewers for a long time with it.
Mm-hmm.
And Hakun also learned that the Zentarim were residing at the Gralhund Villa.
Also that.
Oh. Gralhund, you say?
Do you know what that means?
I recognize that name, right? There was that lady at the opera who was being a total turd to the ghost.
Yes. Yeah, so while you were at the opera, you saw an elegant woman with a half-orc bodyguard, and she was not very pleasant. And in hopes of stealing from her, you followed her to her home, only to find that it was probably more fortified than you were willing to
yeah, I was like, nope, that's not going to work.
take on by your own. But you do know where she lives.
I do.
And
now I know that there's more going on there than I thought. So that's the good thing I didn't choose to take that place out too long. Well, all right. Yes, I actually saw the mistress of that house. She was quite upset that the opera was terrible and she demanded her money back, but it was actually really quite a lovely show. I don't know what her problem was. She must have had a stick up her behind or something.
They do that here?
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Oh my gosh. Is it pleasurable at all?
For some. If you go to the pleasure houses, they might show you a thing or two.
I should find a pleasure house.
So,
oh Lord, no.
This Gralhund house, this is where the Zentarim, their base of operation is. This splinter group is where they're at?
We don't think that they have it, right? We think that somebody else has it.
Well, we saw there was another figure. There was a figure who took something off of the gnome, correct? That's what one of the witnesses said?
Yeah.
Figure in black took something off the gnome and sort of limped away.
Oh,
yeah. They limped away. Ooh. Okay.
He can't have gone far a couple hours ago.
Yeah, it took me a very long time to find you guys.
Yeah, no, he's long gone now.
Yeah.
Whoever this figure was.
So, but even if we do go to the inventor, what are we gonna get? Like a list of people who he's sold his inventions to, which will lead us. I guess that'll help, maybe, or it won't.
I think.
I mean, it would narrow down to people who knew about this stone. Whatever this thing was, it sounds like it threw, what was that, the fireball pellet off of that necklace?
Mm-hmm.
So someone, whoever owns one of these things and whoever has access to that sort of item, they would, and if they knew about this stone of the law.
The splinter cell sounds like an okay option to check out. It just might, if we can run by the place, like the inventor, find out if he sold to the splinter cell, and then if he did, then it's a pretty good option to check it out.
I think Linares definitely
More information and see if we can find out more about the nimble rights.
Yeah, I think Linares would definitely want to go to the Temple of Gond. And he's kind of stubborn right now when he's in his summer form. So I think he'd be willing to split off.
Just when he's like this.
Go there.
Well, it seems like it would be a good avenue for at least for us to get more information. So yes, I think we should go to the Temple of Gond.
Perfect. Rainier will agree with you and will actually offer you his private carriage to take you there.
Wonderful.
How nice.
So you get to ride in style.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Rainier.
Hey,
it's always a pleasure to see you.
I'll like cheers them with my wine skin and then I go swig.
So you guys will travel, it's still daytime, to the Temple of Gond, which is open and abuzz with activity. There are just a bunch of Doc Brown characters, just crazy inventors, buzzing around, showing off different contraptions. The main entrance is called the Hall of Exemplary Inventions, and it's filled with all kinds of clockwork devices. For example, you'll see a clock, which rings every hour, which is odd, right? I know it's an odd thing for them to put in here. There's
it
a
actually
flying
astounds me.
There's a flying machine with wings that flap when it becomes airborne.
That one's not as exciting.
There's a mechanical dragon turtle,
Awesome.
and it has a little plaque underneath that says it sank on the Day of Wonders in 1363. There's something called a waking helmet, and you'll see some people trying it on, and it won't do anything, but essentially what it does is if you fall asleep, it slaps you to wake you up again. There's a submarine that's made to look like a manta ray. It also sank in the harbor during the Day of Wonders, and then some other assorted odds and ends.
Awesome.
Do we see anything resembling the Nimblerites here?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right.
And everyone can make perception checks if you want.
I am too wrapped
17.
up looking at everything.
So what did you guys get?
17.
Also 17.
Great. So I'll actually need everyone to go ahead and make initiative rolls.
Ooh.
What?
Yikes.
Hey guys, remember that
Oof.
roll I always get? Natural 2.
Oh, jeez.
Oh no.
plus 0.
Nice. I got an 8.
Awesome.
I rolled a 19.
Great.
Very nice.
So between Jin's perception and Hakun, you will also see this, but you won't be able to respond quick enough. You'll see up, so the hall itself is actually a very large space, and there's like a small window, almost like where the Hunchback of Notre Dame would hang out, kind of like way above where anyone would actually look. And sitting in the window is a tiny Nimblewright, just kind of hunched in the window, sort of tinkering on something, and then whatever he's working on will fly out of his hand, and then he'll go to grasp it as if it's out of his control, and it'll zoom towards you. And it's a little bird with a sharp little beak. And it's flying towards you. And Jin, you got to do something before it hits your friends.
Oh gosh, I pull out an arrow and shoot it.
Great, go ahead and make an attack roll.
All right. Oh geez, that's I think that's a 10 to hit.
All right, so your arrow flies through the air, and it misses just as the little tiny mechanical bird is going to go ahead and it's going to strike Cocoon because he had the lowest, and he could probably take the hit. And you're going to deal 2 points of damage.
This is bullshit.
So this little bird like whacks into you, and then it falls to the ground and kind of looks dismantled. And if you look up to where the Nimblewright was, he'll have closed the doors to this window above the hall.
Whoa, do you guys see that?
Is there a way to get up to it?
Sure. There's like some entrance. There's some stairs and things.
No, is there like a more ridiculous? Like, is there like just like a pillar that I just like beast mode my way up? I want to be like Beast from X-Men, and I want to like beast mode my way up there.
Sure, you could go ahead and make an athletics check to try and climb a pillar.
Yeah, I got a 23.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
So you
Burst through that window.
You start climbing up this pillar. You're making really good progress, and then this dragonborn priestess of God or Gond will approach and be like, excuse me, can I help you?"
You're excused.
Some Nimblewright up in the window sent this creature down to attack us, and I point at the heap of metal.
Oh, she'll pick it up and be like, and just kind of look at it, and she'll be like, "Oh, Nim, how many times have I told him not to be creating up there with this stupid window open?" All right. And so she'll actually escort the two of you up the stairs. So all of you will kind of reach the top of like this balcony, entering sort of this room at the top of the hall all at the same time. The rest of you will take the stairs, but Hakuna will arrive having leapt from the pillar.
On the balcony.
Where is he?
So she'll introduce herself. Her name is Valletta. And she'll go to open the door, but it appears locked, and she won't recognize the lock that's there. And she'll shake her head side to side, and she'll be like, "Oh, that stupid Nim! He's always changing the locks on himself."
Don't worry, I can take care of this, and I'll whip out my thieves' tools and go up and...
All right, go for it.
All right. While he's working on it, I'll just ask her about...
Yeah, 20!
Awesome! That was really good. 20 was the DC, so you did fan-freaking-tastic. Hey.
Very nice.
25.
What were you saying?
I'll just ask her about Nim. Who is this crazed inventor?
Oh, Nim. He's a Nimblewright who fancies himself a creator. We keep him up here. Was gifted to us by somebody. It doesn't really matter.
Are they intelligent and self-aware?
He is quite intelligent. He doesn't communicate, but we've developed a sign language between us. So I'll be able to communicate on his behalf. And as she says that, the door will lock open. Assuming you open it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I unlock it and we go in.
Great. So you'll see this Nimblewright sort of huddled up in the corner. Looks like pretty much playing dead. He'll be standing there still like an automaton, just like staring at the floor.
Oh.
And Blood will be like, none of that now.
I'm coming for you.
And she'll walk.
Dude,
I'll let it live.
For now.
For now.
Yeah, if you and Valletta sort of approach it together, it's pretending to be dead, but it's not doing a very good job. It's kind of shaking a little bit.
Can I walk up and pick it up?
Sure. I mean, it's large. It's not a small thing, but you could lift it a little bit off the ground if you want to.
I'm gonna show it to the bird and be like, "Is this yours?"
Yes. Please put it down. It's clearly very nervous. And then we'll be signing now. It's like, down.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm like, it's fine. Put it down.
And it's gonna like sign like sorry.
barely a scratch.
Yeah. It was merely a flesh wound.
So we're going to fast forward a little bit. This is information you guys are going to learn. Nim recently built himself a Nimblewright, so another one, in order to have a friend. But it recently escaped. And he's not sure where it is.
Made a friend, but his friend ran away.
His friend ran away.
The saddest story.
But he did build something called a Nimblewright detector, which I'll throw a picture for everybody.
Yeah.
And it is a long cylindrical thing with a trigger. And when you hold down the trigger, a little umbrella pops up and whirls around. And as he sort of explains how it works, obviously because you're right next to him, it's going to whirl around very quickly. But the farther away you get from a Nimblewright, the slower the umbrella turns.
How fanciful.
So you can essentially use it to track down any rogue Nimblewrights. But you would need to scour pretty much the whole city, and you would ideally want a way to do that rather quickly.
Oh, I have friends in the Griffin riding.
Is the carriage still outside? The one. Yeah.
The carriage is outside, though Lanros would know that traveling by Griffin would be much quicker.
Yes, and I have friends there, and a Griffin that has tasted my body.
I don't trust it.
We have access to this Griffin that has tasted you.
Well, yes, we've bonded. But I don't know if it really likes me, if I'm being perfectly honest. They're hard creatures to read.
True.
And before you guys leave, so he'll give you the Nimblewright detector, and Valletta will actually offer you 500 gold pieces to destroy the Nimblewright when you find it. And she'll also offer you an invention of your choosing upon...
Yes, I am so into this.
What are our options on this invention of... Is Nim on the table? Because he's adorable.
She's going to say, Nim is not on the table. But, however, I do have some adjustable stilts, which you can put on. I have a backpack parachute, which does exactly what it sounds like. There's a barking box. So it's a small box, and you wind it up, and it makes the sound of dogs barking. And then I also have a matchless pipe. So it's a pipe that essentially lights itself.
Super. All of these are amazing.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Can we get Nim to make us something sweet?
If you had something in particular.
Yeah, we'll have something in particular by the end of this.
Okay.
And we must destroy your friend? You don't want him back to talk to and drink with? And
Nim will protest, but Valletta will just like shush him away and be like, no, it's much too dangerous. You must destroy it.
I mean, if it is the same Nimblewright that we saw, or that witness saw leaving our house, it's a very dangerous one. It killed people. If this is the same one.
Oh yeah, I guess murder is something we have to contend with here.
You can't be friends with murderers all the time.
Right. So are you guys going to carriage or Griffin?
Griffin.
I mean, if we can get a Griffin, yeah, let's fly around the city.
That was in character, by the way.
I'm going to be extraordinarily hesitant about the Griffins, but I'm okay with it.
I'm so down to try.
Great.
On our way to the Griffin place, did I learn kind of what Griffins like to eat?
Meat.
Meat? I'll pick up some meat for it.
Okay. So you guys will approach the stables where the Griffin Cavalry keep their Griffins. It's actually high atop Mount Waterdeep, so it's actually going to take you a bit of time to get there. It takes at least a day of travel. But again, you have the carriage, and you're constantly well provisioned, so you're fine. And as you get there, one of the sort of trainers will greet Lanharos and be like, "Oh, you're back again. I guess see you haven't learned your lesson."
No, not at all.
And he'll introduce
but
you.
I brought a present.
Ooh.
I'll show some sacks of meat for the Griffins.
Both.
And some wine for the trainer.
Yes.
And like a little bit of the meat is missing, and like there's a little bit of blood on Hakoon's face.
See, Hakoon, you're more Griffin than you thought.
So he'll introduce the rest of the party to Bone Snapper, who is the youngest Griffin, hasn't yet been trained to ride, and is quite feral.
This is my best Griffin friend, Bone Snapper. And I will kind of toss some meat into. Is it in a cage or is he on a leash?
He's got like a chain around his neck.
Okay. I'll kind of approach slowly, and I'll be speaking to it the whole time, like unaware that it doesn't speak the same language as I spoke. In the Feywild, everything speaks the same. You know, you can understand anybody.
Okay. So because you brought meat, you can go ahead and make your wisdom animal handling check with advantage this time.
Yes. I need that advantage. Okay, not off to the best start. Ah, jeez. Okay, I got a 10.
So the Griffin goes ahead and snaps at you this time. It's like the meat you provided wasn't nearly enough. It's used to eating like whole sheeps and goats at a time.
Oh, man.
And it will go ahead and take a snap at you.
Okay.
And it rolled pretty good. So, but so you're gonna go ahead and take like 8 damage. As it bites into your arm.
Okay.
And the trainer has to like pull you away, and kind of pry the griffin's jaws open.
Oh man.
And he'll just laugh.
Bone snapper.
Ah, good old bone snapper. Loves to play with her food.
I hope that this is the one that we are around in.
What
Can I
else?
just get in front of it and just like primal roar at it?
Sure, you can make an intimidation
That's
check
awesome.
if you wanted to.
I got a 5. Less.
Not impressed.
5 plus 2.
Like hiccup in the middle of your primal roar.
So it's also gonna try and take a bite out of you, but it didn't roll very well. So it's gonna miss. This is like biting and clawing at you. You just seem to be making it angrier. And the trainer will be like, "What are you doing?"
I was like, I want to fight this thing.
Let's go over here, far away.
All right, Jin, it's up to you.
Oh, is this the one we have to fly? Oh God. Is there any more meat left?
Nope. Meat has been consumed.
Does the trainer have any meat for me to give it?
He's like, no, we only feed it during appropriate feeding times.
Oh, fine. All right. Let me. I'm very cautiously going to approach very slowly. Natural 20.
Nice. Hell yeah.
You have
Thank
the
God.
luckiest dice.
I was gonna fist fight it if you didn't win. So
No, that's like legit. That's
awesome.
That's super cool.
he,
Alright,
he, keeps
so
he keeps the 20 just like right there at all times, just in case.
yeah.
He rolls elsewhere and he's like, "Look, it's a natural 20."
There's nothing else there.
So this thing's got like rage in its eyes, but as you approach it, you manage to calm it down and stroke its beak, sort of like in Harry Potter. He's able to kind of calm the griffin down. And then you just hop on its back. The trainer will be like, yeah, and he'll just like let the chain go, and the thing just like soars off. And the rest of you are just like caught up by the wind.
As I'm flying off, I'm gonna grab the Nimblewright detector from.
Yeah, you're gonna need that.
I'll just look at my friend. So he's dead. What now?
I'll kind of stare at it as I'm bleeding profusely through my robes and just be like, I wish that was me up there.
He's like, well, when the winged horrors get a hold of one of you, you're dead. So. And then there were 2. Because Zoltan, I assumed, was scooped up by a griffin earlier today. I don't know where he is.
He's like sick at home. Adventurers get sick.
Yeah, he was staying at the inn today. He didn't feel very good.
Yeah.
Throwing up in his room.
So as you whirl around the city, the Nimblewright will start to kind of speed up as you get to places you already know Nimblewrights are. For example, around the Temple of Gond, or by the docks where the drow are. And as you make one final sweep across the northern ward, it'll start sweeping again. And as you take the griffin down towards the north ward, it'll get really, really fast right around Gralhund Villa.
We should have gone to Gralhund.
All right,
man.
I'm going to fly back to my friends and
All right,
let them where it led me.
You fly back, and some cavalry riders, like some professionals, will kind of help glide you in and be like, "You got this, boy. You got this."
What's up, boat snapper?
And you can make another animal handling check to try and land the griffin proficiently.
Oh God. Okay.
He's dead.
Oh God. Not as great. That's a 13.
All right, 13. It's a little rocky. It's not as expertly as you took off, but you managed to land, and the trainer grabs the chain and helps you down. It's like, well, if you ever need a job, you could always be a member of the Griffin Cavalry.
I will certainly think about that. That was quite exhilarating.
So you have to roll a new character every time you get on a griffin. You better have another one prepped.
Falling out of the sky.
Yeah. Your griffin gets hit. You fall 700 feet. You're dead.
I'm not flying at that high. It's like 200 feet, okay? That's like 20.
Oh. Totally still alive.
Feather fall.
20d6. Let me just...
You can roll out an average right now?
You take... I can't count that high. Wow, those are almost all 5s and 6s. So
Okay.
And I'll take my friends aside. So I think I figured out where our errant Nimblewright is staying. And it's the place that the Splinter Cell Zentrum are staying as well. Gralham's Manor.
we ride.
Let's go. Is the carriage still there?
Yeah, the carriage is still there. They've essentially
Nice.
been ordered to hold for you.
Ooh, very nice.
Let's do this thing. I want to kill some Zentarim.
All
I'm
right.
gonna ask you how the Griffin ride was once we get underway.
Oh, it was exhilarating. I could feel the wind in my face. I could see all of Waterdeep as the sun was starting to set. It was beautiful.
Oh man, that sounds so amazing. I wish that this Griffin would have one day accept me. I've never felt jealousy before, but I'm feeling it right now.
They will like you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys in a second. I go to the bathroom.
All right, no problem.
So it does take the better part of a day to get back to Waterdeep Central. So we can just count those as a long rest because all you're doing is riding in the cabin. So,
Excellent.
um,
I guess Hakoon can roll some hit dice. Well,
yeah,
both of you can roll some hit dice from your Griffin wounds.
Yeah, damn. 8 points of damage. I have 22 HP. That was a hearty blow.
so it will be a long rest because it really does take a whole day. So you're okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
And how do you guys want to approach the villa? What's the plan here?
Oh dear. Well, I would prefer surveillance before making ourselves known to them.
Daytime, night.
Places around this villa that I can get a good vantage point view from.
Yeah, I mean the North Ward is full of buildings of all types. You could kind of perch up on top of one if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I'll take Hakoon's spyglass as well with me,
Okay.
so I can get a better view of things.
I think Lenaros, with the summer burning brightly in his eyes, he's going to say, "There's no time to waste. We have to go straight up and ask them about this creature." Okay.
Criminal factions usually aren't so forthcoming with the things that they've obtained illegally, Lenaros, and I don't think going up and asking them, "Hey, do you have a Nimblewright that just murdered 11 people?" is going to get us anywhere.
Well, we'll coax it out of them with drink and Hakoon's might.
Well, while I don't doubt you have the skill to coax that sort of information out of them, let me take a look around first just to see what we're dealing with, shall I?
Hakoon kicks down the door.
Nice. Lenaros is right behind him.
Looking for your wait for me.
Out of character, I think your idea is definitely is the best one.
Let the rogue do the rogue thing.
Yeah. I think in character.
For a reason, guys. This is why.
All right, Rogue, go ahead and make a stealth check just to kind of find a good position to perch down.
Oh yeah, stealthy. I'm so stealthy. Ooh, that's okay. 15.
Okay, and then give me a perception check with advantage for stealing the spyglass from Hakoon.
It's a 2 and a 6.
You just trying
12.
to steal from me?
I borrowed it so that way I could get it.
I got a 20 on perceiving you. 17 plus 3, let's go.
You rolled a 20 on perceiving me steal your spyglass?
I rolled a 17 plus 3.
Yeah, I rolled a 9 plus sleight of hand is 5.
Not
So
either.
14, you would notice. I'm going to ask you for it. I wasn't planning to steal it.
I catch his hand and there's a lift in my
I
arm.
wasn't stealing it. I was going to ask him.
All
I
right,
sniff it.
I promise I'll bring it back. Just let me go have a look first, and then we can go up and kick the door down if you're feeling so inclined.
Alright.
So Gralhund Villa sits in the middle of an upper-class residential neighborhood in the North Ward. The streets around the villa have pedestrians and coaches traveling around them at all hours, although traffic is obviously heavier during the day. The estate is enclosed in a 12-foot high stone wall that would require some kind of magic climbing gear or magic to overcome. Neighbors and bystanders do seem relatively alert. There's even some city watch walking about. All ceilings in the mansion are at least 20 feet high. And it's a 2-story building, so it's probably 40 foot plus roof space.
The tall
Are there guards out front?
There are not, but while you watch during the day, you will see a gardener and 2 mastiffs kind of patrolling the yard.
The gardener seems like he's patrolling?
He's doing gardening things.
Okay.
Do we... You said that I had to have magic to get over top of it? I'm 6'9" and strong. Could I just, like, toss my friends?
You could try.
You count as climbing gear.
If you wanted to.
I want to. They want to.
I'll give it a go.
Linares has never been tossed before. He's into it.
So that's pretty much what you learn after a day of scouting.
All right.
So
I think I'm just pacing.
you need to decide if you want to approach, if you want to notify the city guard, if you want to go back at night and sneak in, if you just want
They
to
took my shiny.
bang on the gate.
Oh. Is that how things are done here with the city guard?
Well, we could.
What proof do we have? What proof do we have?
You have the Nimblewright detector.
Yeah, we have the Nimblewright detector leading us to the Nimblewrights.
It just says that they have
What is-
nimble rights.
What is the Nimblewright detector doing right now? Is it spinning crazily?
If he
or-
brings it close to the mansion, it'll sort of
Okay.
spin.
But we don't. All that tells us is that they have a nimble right, and that we might have seen a nimble right. But like, so does a lot of people in this town.
Well, a lot of people don't have these, actually. When I was doing my flyover, I only detected things near the Temple of Gond, near the docks where the Seafarers Circus was, and then in this building.
But they're not illegal. So what are we going to tell the guard? You know what we could do? We could. Yes. Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat that made me sound like a young boy. I don't know. We could send a paper plane to the guard and say that there's a ruckus here, and then we could cause a ruckus.
I like that.
What? You want us to cause a ruckus and then have the guards come and investigate us? Is that what you want to happen?
Kind of, because we're going into like some lady's house, right? This is like Lady Gon's house, like a stuffy old white lady.
Yeah.
It's a couple, but you've only seen the lady of the house out and about.
We've seen the lady of
So
the
when we
house.
go in there and there are like Zentarum, like roots. Zentarum are basically a criminal organization.
It's true.
So when they come in there and we're like fighting Zentarum, whose side will they be on? Like, are the Zentarum like known to be bad, or is it like they're a shady organization, but they're actually like above the law on the surface, so the law wouldn't automatically be against them? Like, are they like a gang, or are they like these are people who are kind of shady, but
They're like the mob, so people know that they exist, but it's kind of hard to pin their organizations down. But especially recently because of the gang violence, because there's been a lot of killings in the streets and there have been sort of terrorist attacks, the guard is perhaps would be more inclined to crack down on them than they normally would be.
so if we just cause a ruckus and get the guard here, they won't necessarily be on our side, but they also won't be strictly against us.
I mean, we could send for them if we wanted to, and just let them know that there's something suspicious going on at this house.
I think with Linares being bold and aggressive right now, he would just do whatever it is that you normally would do in this world. Although I think we must strike now before this killer has a chance to move again.
I want to
And I
go
would
in.
start making my way towards the gate.
How about we wait until nightfall if we're going to go in? I don't want to make ourselves known to them.
Oh yeah, there's different times of day here. Okay,
Yes.
not a perpetual
If we go in
twilight.
dark, they're less likely to see us. Although they will probably still see you. You seem rather bright right now.
I do, yeah, softly glow. Out of character, maybe we could pass ourselves off as some kind of. Oh, but you've met her before, right, Jin?
I've not met her. I've seen her. I've
Okay.
seen her in public, and she's quite a stew.
So I was thinking we could maybe pass ourselves off as some kind of either entertainers or some kind of like merchants, I do have a background feature that makes me kind of stand out as a foreigner, which draws the curious towards me. So
I have
could
a flute.
maybe gamble on that? Yeah, you have a flute. We could also maybe say that we're like here on business. We're looking for a like an underground contact within the city to buy assassin weaponry.
Just so you're aware, I have a flute, but I also have like a 6-foot sword on my back, a katana, 2 axes. Now I have 2 long swords that I guess are just like strapped to me as well. So like, I look like your average bard, I'd say.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Like whatever disguise you want to go with, like I'm seriously strapped. Oh,
Nice.
and a longbow. I don't even know. Maybe I have to leave the long sword. I guess I'll leave the long swords at home. We'll say they don't have those because
Yeah, we'll leave those back at the house.
I'm just like strapped.
Maybe we could be weapon dealers.
That I could pass as.
Although I don't know who our contact would be that would put us in touch with these guys. Maybe do your Zentarim contacts, would they be safe to name drop here?
I know I'm part of the Zentarim, kind of. I'm an associate member, so I know like hand code, like you know, like the sweet laser and blazer and taser.
Hell yeah!
Dodgeball. I could be like, you know, the Cobras or something. Like we can go to Cobra Command, and if they're like, hey, what's going on? I'll be like, dude, Zentarim for life, and they'll be like, oh, okay, maybe. So that's how we just sneak in. If we get caught, we bluff our way, and if that fails, we just smash people. I'm a fighter who can't roll shit for dexterity. So
we go in.
Uh-oh.
Do we want to what?
We want to get potions before we go in, like some potions of healing or something.
Do you have any money?
Well, because we haven't used the 75, so you're 50, and then the 25 from the paintings we still have.
We have because I used 100 of mine, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually have 75 gold left total.
Oh, you do?
Because I had like a little extra gold here and there. The other thing is I have a sweet potion hookup.
I also have a potion hookup.
What are your prices like, bro?
My prices are 10 gold off the base, which is so they're 40 apiece for the regular healing potions.
I have 40 apiece as well for the regular healing potions.
Well, then it's 2 of 1. If it's your money, why don't we use your contact? I'll even give you 5 extra gold to get for us to get 2.
So yeah, because I have 75. So you'll give me 5 gold. Thank you. I'll blow my 75 and you give me 5 of yours.
I feel like
I only have like 18 gold right now.
I have 4. I feel like Linares would be itching to be like kind of direct and get moving on this.
I also kind of want to go in there and just be like, but you know, calmer heads, maybe they prevail.
Yeah, I think out of character, I definitely agree. But in character, I feel like I would not be inclined to agree with that right now.
Same.
Well,
out of character, it's way better to have the health potion.
Behind you, no guarantees.
No, because I want to toss you over a wall.
That would also be quite fun.
Can we retcon and say we would have done this?
Sure. What are you doing?
On the way over?
Buying 2 health potions.
All right. So between conversing, buying potions, it's now nighttime. You guys did leave at some point the villa, and when you return at night, you'll actually see that the gates are open.
Perfect. I stride right in.
I set up to throw them over the wall anyway.
I'll take Hakun and he'll throw me over the wall before I realize that the gates are open.
Sure, go and make an athletics check to throw Jin over the wall.
Natural 20.
Awesome.
Hey, damn, always when it matters most.
All right, Jin, right? Acrobatics check as you fly through the air.
18 plus 5, 23.
Jeez. Yeah, this is
we
beautiful.
Look good.
Yeah, something out of the circus. You're just doing flips. Perfect. Land. And as you do that, you look over and Landros just like walk through the gate.
Still look good.
I'm gonna look over at Linares and be like, and then look back into the shadows and try to stealth.
I'll make that motion back at you, thinking it's our symbol. This is cool, right? I say.
I perceive you as understanding what I mean. So yeah, I'm like,
cool, man.
Oh, geez, that's a terrible stealth. That's a 12.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1. Because I get disadvantage with my heavy armor. So natural 1, please.
You just bust through the gate. And actually, Lanros, as you have entered, you'll see on the floor there's actually a dead guard with his throat slit.
Does a cursory examination of the body suggest that it was like a blade?
It does.
Obviously, it slit his throat.
Looks
not
like a blade
magic.
slit its throat.
So,
okay.
Can we take one of those paper birds? I'm going to dip the corner in blood and to say it wasn't us. There's a ruckus at this manor. Heart
wasn't us.
Yeah. And then, do you guys agree we should probably get the cops to know that there's like murder here, and then we're going to come here and do more murder?
I think that probably in this city, it makes sense to get the guards involved.
It would be a good idea. That way they know it wasn't us. Let's go in.
Yeah, so I'll say, like, come by in 20 or so minutes.
Yeah.
And are you sending it to, like, the investigators?
I like the one
we
with
have
the
their
mustache.
Yeah, Blastwind.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Blastwind. Yeah, Blastwind was good.
Sure. So you say the name Blastwind, and the little paper bird folds up origami style into a little paper crane, and its wings flap, and it flutters away. It's actually pretty quick. Cool. It moves pretty fast.
Slow down.
Guys, we have to be fast. Let's go.
All right, we run to the front door.
All right, so the yard is dim light. The only light is coming from the house itself. And as you guys looked at the entrance, which is actually pretty far away, it's, let's see, pretty far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 55 feet away. But the doors are open, and there's kind of light pouring out from inside. And as you guys rush towards the front door, you'll actually hear screams from inside, as if a woman is screaming. Wah!
Yeah.
We'll investigate towards the screams.
All right, and as you guys rush forward, I'll need... What's everyone's passive perceptions?
11.
Mine's 16.
I think 11.
16, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. 11.
Oh.
I also have the detector in one hand.
Okay.
In my non-casting hand.
So at this point, as you squeeze down on the detector, it's actually kind of the whirling is slowing down.
Oh no, it's getting away.
Oh, I knew we should have come in earlier.
I agree with you.
As you guys are having this argument, Jin, you will notice that the shadows on the ground of the path leading up to the house look odd. They're moving and menacing, and just then 3 shadow figures will pop up out of the sidewalk and attack you, and they're all going to get surprise attacks.
What? Even though I saw them?
Well, they won't attack you. They'll attack the others.
Did I heal my 1 HP? Or my 2 HP?
Yeah, you did. You've had time to rest. So are you going to shout out and let the others know, I guess?
Yeah, we've got company! And I point at the things rising up from the ground.
All right, everyone make a roll initiative.
And I immediately start talking about I rolled a 3.
12
back.
14.
My name is Hakun Valoris, father of...
So, Hakun, what'd you roll?
A 3.
Oh, great. All right, and Jin?
I'm crushing this tonight.
14.
Okay, and Landros?
12.
Oh, you guys. All right, well, the shadows get to go first anyway.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, you guys. 3 shadows gonna pop up. All of you are pretty much within 5 feet of each other because you're just running towards a house. So each of you get 1 shadow. Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay. All right. Hakun, you're going to get a nat 20. As one of these things is going to wrap its arm around you. And it's going to go ahead and deal some necrotic damage. And you can feel the life draining out of you as you get 9 necrotic damage.
Jesus.
And then your strength is also reduced by 4.
No, thank you.
Holy shit.
Are you sure?
Yep, as you feel the life sucked out of you.
No save or anything? That's brutal.
Nope. Shadows are dark. All right, and then Jin, you're gonna let's see, it's gonna be a 19 to hit, which I'm guessing hits.
That'll hit.
You're also gonna take 9 necrotic damage.
Oof.
And you also get a -4 to your strength as it sucks the life out of you.
It's a good thing you don't hit with your strength. Oh, I'm screwed for the whole night, man.
All right. Does a
Oh,
14
yes.
hit Landros?
Yes, it does.
Okay, well, you also take 9 necrotic damage.
Alrighty.
And you also take a -4 to strength.
Oh,
God, I hope they try to
no.
grapple us, guys. We're gonna be so good at this.
All right.
Oh, no, this is brutal.
So these shadowy figures kind of grab onto you. They suck the life away from you. Let's see. And Jin, you get to go.
As a reaction to them ending their turn within my distance, I'm going to use my signature reaction to back away.
Okay. Do you have to disengage?
No, it's without opportunity attacks.
Okay, cool.
As a reaction, when a hostile ends its turn within 5 feet of me, I can move half my speed.
All right, get out of there.
So protect me, because my strength matters the most.
All right, Jin, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna take an arrow out and shoot the one that attacked me.
All right, go for it.
Selfish.
That's a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Nice.
Cool. Actually, no, I'm attacking the one that was near me, I guess. Should I attack the one near Hakun, though? So I don't get any sneak attack or anything. That's alright, though. It did 8 plus 3.
Everyone's in like 5 feet of each other, so you get sneak attack.
Okay, cool. So that's 8 plus another 8, so 16, 19 piercing damage.
All right. So you fire this awesome shot. It arcs through the air. It looks as if it's going to be a headshot, and it pulls, and it goes right through the shadow. And some of the shadow wisp kind of goes with the arrow, but the arrow keeps flying towards the building. And the shadow looks weaker, as if it's not as dark, but it doesn't seem like your attack did as much damage to it as perhaps maybe you had hoped.
All right, I'm going to keep backing up. Yeah, because it's my turn, I'll use my full to get behind some sort of cover, and then I want to bonus action hide.
Okay, there is like a bush you could kind of roll behind if you want to.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
At 18 for stealth.
That's more than enough. All right. Landros, what do you got?
Can I make an Arcana check to determine whether or not these shadows would be affected by Crown of Madness? It says one humanoid is affected by them.
Sure.
Okay, so for Knowledge Arcana... Oh, fuck me. I rolled a 5.
You're not sure either way.
Not sure either way. Okay. I'll assume that they probably are not. I will disengage from them. And I will cast a careful Snillock Snowball Swarm.
Okay, what does that one do?
What?
I basically make a bunch of snowballs all pelt this 5-foot radius.
Okay.
But with careful, I will exclude
Hakun
from the attack.
That's fair. So you could probably target 2 of them without hitting a Hakun if you wanted to.
Okay. Or is there a way that I could hit 2 of them without making it a careful spell, or no?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, so I won't use careful then. I'll just snowball storm them.
All right, good. Or you could hit all 3, I guess, if you wanted to make it a careful spell.
I will do that then.
Okay, and it's a dex save or something?
Yeah, dex save DC 13. Otherwise, they will take some damage.
All right. So the one that rolled a natural 20 earlier is on fire, and it dodges easily.
Okay.
The other one also seems to dodge pretty good.
Mine dodges easily.
Yes. It just kind of dodges easily out of the way. And then the one that actually attacked you will also just sort of kind of wave in and out like a little shadow and kind of avoid all the snowballs. But then the last one will just kind of stand there, not expecting it, and just get pelted. So go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay, so the one who gets pelted takes 8 cold damage. The other ones will take 4. And then can I roll to see if I do a wild magic surge?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. No surge.
Darn.
Darn indeed.
I am so fucked against these things.
Yeah.
This is not okay.
Crippling. or any kind of ability drain is always brutal.
All right. So as the snow hits them again, they just seem not to be nearly as affected as perhaps maybe you would hope, which is sort of par for the course for you in this realm. But even more so.
I thought I was going to cause an avalanche to shred down out of the skies, summon from the elemental plane of like right on the border of water and air where it gets the coldest. And instead it was just like a bunch of like children-sized snowballs.
You have a weird knowledge of the world that I don't.
But
Elemental what?
the one that Jin hit earlier, though, is just kind of like fading in and out of existence. It doesn't look very good at all.
That's cool.
I'm gonna blow my load on this dude.
All right, Hakun, go for it. What, you're attacking?
Yeah, I'm gonna blow my load on this because I can't get hit again. So I'm gonna two-handed strike this guy. That's a 15 plus.
That hits.
I guess not 5 though anymore, right? So it's a 15 plus only 3.
Okay.
Yeah, still hits. All right, so I deal.
It's gonna change your damage.
9 damage. But I'm going to make it a menacing attack.
Okay.
So I'm going to use one of my superiority die and add a d8. So I deal an extra 4 damage. So I deal 13 damage.
Got it.
And then I'm going to action surge and try to kill this thing.
Okay.
Because I can't get hit again.
Menacing attack, he has to make a wisdom save or it's afraid of him.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, is it afraid? That actually matters. If it's afraid, I get... No, it gets disadvantage.
Wisdom save and only rolled an 8.
So it's afraid of me and will have disadvantage on attacks against me.
All right.
Nice.
And it can't
The shadow afraid.
So I rolled a 14 plus. Is it
hits.
again only 1 now? Okay. So that's just another. I'll do the same thing.
It's still plus your proficiency. So
I got a total of 15 more damage.
Jeez.
I told you I blew my load.
That's awesome.
This thing is just like a little wisp, where it was like this full formed shadow as you like hack away at air, pretty much. Just little wisps of shadow, and there's just like this little thin little figure left. Looks almost as if you blew on it, it might just blow away.
Can I bonus action bite it?
You can if you want. Just gotta bite the air. All right. And they get to go.
Shit.
One of them's afraid of you. 2 of them are looking at you.
That's pretty good.
Right. I used 2 of my... Man, I really blew my load.
All right, well, let's deal with the disadvantage first. All right, so it's gonna a 12 to hit, which I'm guessing misses.
Yeah.
All right, so this little wavy thing kind of just like waves towards you, and you're able to kind of easily like get out of the way of this little gust of wind, just like wave it away.
Imagine being one of those like wavy guys outside of a car dealership.
Yeah, exactly. The other, so still there is.
I'm like 5 feet away from them.
Yeah, so you had the one that was on you.
I disengaged from it, but yeah, so I'm like 5 feet away.
Okay, well, it's going to re-engage. And it's going to go ahead and it's going to deal... let's see... 7 plus 2... 9 damage again, necrotic.
Youch.
And you're going to lose 2 strength.
Ooh, buddy.
But the one on Hakun misses. It's kind of sweeping at you. All right, Jin. You have two that are looking terrible, and then the one on Landros is looking okay.
I'm gonna shoot one of the ones that's looking terrible.
Okay.
The not as terrible.
Okay, sounds good.
Not the worst. not the most healthy. Am I hidden from them?
You are.
Great. Advantage. Oh, geez. That's a
murder thing. You should kill the healthy one.
What was it?
I've already fired. 15.
15 hits.
Cool. So, longbow arrow plus sneak attack. Oh, that's a 1 on that. That is 9 plus 3, 12 piercing damage.
Great. So this thing just like. So you just have like this puff of black smoke as the not so damaged but not looking so good one dissipates.
And can I? Is there still screaming coming from inside the house?
No, it's quieted. But now you hear a rustling as kind of swords are clanking. Sounds like there's a fight going on inside.
Okay. Well, all right. I'm going to bonus action hide.
Okay.
Again. Oh, that's a 3 + 7, stealth of 10.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm just sort of squatting behind the bush, like watching.
Okay.
His like bow sticking out.
All right, Landros, you got a pretty healthy looking shadow on you, and you have this little wispy, waving in the wind string.
Okay.
That's on Hakoon.
Let's see. Is disengaging, is that my entire movement action, or is that just...
It's an action, so
It's
it's
an
not
action.
movement.
Oh, okay. Because I can't really take another hit. I think I will... Let me see.
Just blast it. I'll be right there.
All right. I will I'll face step in between the two of them, even though it's super close by.
Okay.
But as I I just disappear from my current spot and I reappear, and just the cloak of kind of like shimmering, smoldering heat just lashes out around me, dealing 3 points of damage to each creature of my choice. So I'll try and get in between both of them.
Cool.
I have within 5 feet of me. Does that work?
And what kind of damage is it?
It's fire damage.
Cool. So as you do this, the little wiggly shadow just kind of like disappears. There's not a whole lot, so you definitely kill that one.
Nice.
And then the other one, you can see some flames kind of evaporate as it hits the shadow.
Okay, and I will. I'll try and fire bolt it. So I'm.
Oh.
It's a magical weapon.
So, shit. I think face step action might be an action. I thought that was my movement. Never mind.
Okay. Well.
Oh no, it's a bonus action. Psych. I will shoot it with
Yay.
a fire bolt. Cool. So yeah,
Firebolt's a ranged spell attack.
Yes, it is.
So you are still in melee distance because you haven't gone very far.
If I kill it, will it still get an attack of opportunity?
No, but you'll have disadvantage on a ranged spell attack.
Oh yeah, shoot.
Burning
Do you have any
hands?
touch attacks? Yeah, I was like, do you have a touch attack?
Yeah, do you have Scorpion Grasp?
No, I don't have it. I just have everything ranged. I have my Earth Trimmer. I don't think Earth Trimmer would be very good against a
You can knock me over.
fly guy. Yeah, I could cast it carefully. All right, so I will defend myself. I pull out my quarterstaff and like call upon the elements and realize that they're not coming to me, and realize that I have to actually fight like a dirty creature of this plane.
Dirty creature. My.
Hey, man.
Yes.
That's tired.
Of you, Hakoon.
It's okay. I'm gonna swing through the spectral ghost and hit my friend Landeros. Dirty.
I will dodge that with my. I don't know. I don't even have good. good.
I'm like, did you take a patient defense as your monk action?
Exactly. No, it's just try and defend myself.
Okay.
I don't know.
You could.
I thought
There's
that
a
was
dodge action.
Oh, dodge.
There you go.
Oh yeah, there we go. Cool.
Cool. That's a good one.
That's that.
All right,
I'm gonna
Hakoon.
smash this thing. Smash. Oh, that's not as good. I got a 12 plus...
12 hits.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So I don't get to do that. I'm not going to waste another one of my... whatever die.
Your dice.
Ooh! I rolled an 11. I think I only get +1 though, right? Because I'm weak as shit. So 12 damage.
Oh no. At least you still get a plus.
I know, right? I'm weak as shit. I only have +1 to my strength.
I'm at -2 right now.
Yeah, I'm at -3 also.
Listen, guys, I can't throw you over walls anymore.
So, as you hack away at it, it's a good hack, but again, just doesn't seem to do as much damage as you would hope. But it's precision. It's as good as it can possibly get.
We need
this
to
thing's
get me a
still
magical
standing.
weapon, guys.
And it's
Silver weapons would help us a lot.
all right. And then it gets to do something. So it's going to choose between its 2 targets it's engaged with. It's going to choose Hakoon. Sorry, Hakoon. It's going to roll. It's not frightened of you. A 16 to hit.
That's my armor class.
All right. I'm rolling the damage die. I hope it's low.
I don't care about the damage. I'm a tank. I just need not to lose my strength, man.
So you're going to deal 6 damage, necrotic.
I'm cool with that.
And your strength score reduces by 2.
Another bit. I'm down to 10, guys. What's the point of being alive if you can't deal extra damage?
I just imagine that your muscles have gone from like massive to just regular, normal human arms.
I just have to see if I can wear I'm not sure I can wear my armor anymore.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it requires a strength requirement.
That's what I'm saying. I think my armor is too heavy to move it.
You're just weighed down.
That's what I'm saying, guys. I also can't use my greatsword anymore. I don't think I can use the spadone. I think I have to use my smaller weapon.
You have those regular longswords strapped to you.
I don't, but I have I have axes for when I get too angry to do things. Okay. It says heavy. What's the heavy thing? Does that mean you have to have a specific...
I think you just can't be a small creature or something.
Is that what it is? Okay, so it's heavy. So I think...
You're okay.
You can still use it. You don't get any bonuses now, but...
That's cool. Let's see how terrible my armor thing is. I'm in chainmail, strength 13. I can no longer wear it after that hit.
All right. So as you come to the realization, you kind of fall to one knee, just crippled by the weight of your own armor.
Oh no.
No! I'm like Jin. No!
Can I pop up and take a shot now?
Yeah, go for it.
Nightmare.
Fire! 11 plus 5, 16 to hit.
Hits.
And I get sneak attack because my friends are near it. Oh, jeez, that's terrible. That's 2 1s. That's 5 plus 3, 8 piercing damage.
What?
Ooh,
Come on. Why? All right, you just see this little swivel. This little shadow figure. It's just there. It's hanging on.
Oh man.
All right. Landros.
I'm going to bonus action dash into the house.
Oh, okay.
Can I use all my movement and
Dash
shrug
into
my
the house.
armor
I
up?
assume that my friends are going to finish it off.
So I think the doff time on armor is like it's like 2.5 minutes. I'm not exactly sure.
Jesus.
It's pretty long for heavy armor, I think.
I'll look it up.
That sucks. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Landros, finish this thing. Finish it.
I think I'm going to oh man, I don't even know. I'll lash out with my quarterstaff, which I'm so bad at, especially because I'm so weak now. But
It's a strength-based attack. Don't do it.
I know, but otherwise I have to move out of the way and then probably get hit by it.
You got 5 minutes to stop heavy armor.
All right, 5 minutes.
Oh jeez.
Jesus. And so
50 rounds.
can I even move in this, or am I?
No.
All right. I'm out of the fight, guys.
Fuck. I think I will.
You're gonna have to finish it. Hakoon's depending on you.
I know. Oh my gosh.
It's a wispy shadow.
Thanks, Jin.
Oh
Thanks,
wait,
Jin.
so I'm
like in the doorway, like waiting for my friend. I'm realizing that Hakoon can't walk.
Jin comes out after saving the day. He's got like the soda glory. He's like, guys, I got it. Oh, and it's like there's like a Hakoon and like Landros like shaped shadows. It's like you bastard.
So I get disadvantage for casting a ranged spell while I'm in melee combat.
Yes.
But I'll use Tides of Chaos to gain advantage, so I just get to roll regular.
All right.
And I will just try and firebolt this guy because I'm over his shenanigans.
Roll. You got this.
Oh, that's a 24.
24 hits.
Yes. So let's try and melt this damn shadow. Oh my gosh, only just 2 damage.
It's okay, you did more than 1.
Yay! Okay, good. See, I just like blast through it. I think I'm just like so angry. I just kind of like peel the heat off of me.
It's just like
And
this, yeah, just this wispy line, and just the heat just like flares out from you. You're angry, aggressive, screaming.
yeah, and just evaporates what little is left of this creature.
Just drifts away in the wind.
Hakun is just gonna pout and start a short rest while eating hay.
Oh my God.
So as you're sitting there on the ground, Jin will have walked into the mansion. All the lights are on, and you'll see. Let's see. What do you see?
Yeah, what do I see?
What do you see?
Heard sounds of a scuffle.
You heard sounds of a scuffle. You enter in through the main door. Why is the main door G8? Let's be G2. All right. The Great Hall. The floor is strewn with bodies. You would notice that they're kind of a combination of Zentarim and House Grauland guards. There's about 8 bodies kind of strewn around. And there's actually 2 thugs standing on the stairs with maces ready. It looks like they're just kind of listening at the top of the stairs, listening to the commotion that's like, happening. So they haven't noticed you yet.
I'm going to sneak back to my friends.
Great.
So do you guys want to wait like 20 minutes for me to like nap, or do you guys want to wait till I just like take off my armor and go in there weak and armorless?
Well, there's no guarantee that you'll get your strength back from napping, right? So I think we should just probably.
There's no guarantee.
I think we should just take off your armor and go in.
Yeah,
I'm
back. You're gonna help
tested.
get his armor off, and then we're just gonna progress into the house.
Perfect.
If
So
there are humans in there, I feel confident.
yeah,
Their minds are weak.
with help, it takes about 5 minutes. You guys cut the time in half because you're rushing now. You're just like pulling armor off.
Yeah. You can grab it
Damn
later.
it!
Do you wear anything under your armor? I just imagine one of those like little
I
sumo
have a
wrestler
loincloth.
like wraps.
I have a loincloth.
Okay.
Make it half work. Love it.
Yeah.
Great. So you just throw.
I guess my armor class is now 10, guys.
Woo!
Hey, that's my armor class. I'll talk about how this kind of reminds me of a drinking game and then remember that.
I'm a sorcerer without magic.
Damn.
That's what I've become.
So I saw two armed guards at the bottom of the stairs, just inside the house.
I'm pissed.
Listen to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna murder some people.
All right. So Ku just charges in, pretty much naked. I mean, just wearing his loincloth
And weapons.
and weapons.
So many weapons. So basically loincloth and the belts that hold my weapons on my body.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So he's gonna charge in. What are the rest of you doing?
What he does.
I'm gonna be right behind him.
All right. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
Ha! 19. Now I'm ready to fight.
20 total.
9.
Cool, 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 cool. All right. So 19 on Hakun.
Yeah.
Jin was a
20 total.
20. Dang. And Lanharos was a
9.
oh come on.
I know.
All right. Jin and Hakun. Jin, you get to go first. You beat Hakun to the door.
Yeah, but I'm gonna very quietly peek around the corner and fire an arrow at them.
Great. You can do that.
Cool. Do I get advantage because they don't know I'm there?
Sure.
Cool.
Sneak
Nice.
attack.
One was a 4, one was an 18, so
Ooh, nice.
23 to hit.
Awesome. Roll damage.
I have to look up this attack I'm about to do because I don't ever use anything besides my sword.
Let's see. That is 15 plus 3, 16 piercing damage.
Dang.
Shoot, that's awesome.
Yeah, so one of the Zens turns around just as you fire this arrow, and it just pierces right through his leather armor into his gut. Blood pours out, and he holds the arrow, and he kneels over. Hakun, what are you doing?
I'm gonna protection hide.
Oh, sure.
Question for you. In
No, 26 stealth.
That's more than enough. You're
they think it was someone else. It wasn't me.
in the player's handbook, if I make an attack with a light melee weapon, such as my hand axe, I can use the other one. But if I throw my hand axe, can I throw both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tate's saying yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
It's a question I've looked up, and yeah, you can if you have two. If you
I
can,
do.
with your bonus action with a thrown item, you can throw it.
You
as part
just
of that
don't get
That's what I
any
wanted to do.
plus. You don't get any bonus to the damage.
Oh, I don't get any bonus to damage? Do I not get any bonus to damage, Justin? Well, what do you fucking do? I'm basically a sorcerer now. Stripped away everything it means to be a fighter. Alright. So, in that case, I'm just gonna rush in like a fucking crazed person, and I'm throwing my 2 hand axes at them.
Go for it.
Nice.
Alright, I got a 7, so I missed with 1, and a 16.
Great. Yeah.
Plus 0.
So one axe flies through the air, and the one thug turns around to look at the guy with the arrow in his stomach, and is able to see the one axe and able to dodge it, but then the other axe is gonna hit. So go ahead and roll damage on that one.
the guy with an arrow in his gut.
Screw you, man. So it's just a 1d6 plus nothing, I guess.
Yep.
So I got a 4.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna draw my big ass blade again.
Okay.
Just like.
Yeah. So the other guy turns around and just takes an axe to the shoulder, and kind of steps back a little bit.
I do the haka while I wait for them to approach.
Perfect. So the guy with the axe is gonna go and pull the axe out of his shoulder and throw it down. The other guy's gonna pull the arrow out of his gut, and they're both just gonna charge forward. And I guess attack Cocoon because you're standing right there and you're the only one right
Why
there.
not?
Why not?
And naked.
I'm ready to go. I'm in a loincloth, and I'm just riddled with scars, by the way. And I have a speech about my scars, in case you ask.
So they both have maces. The one's gonna swing with the 10, which is gonna hit, and the other's gonna swing with the 12, which also hits.
Oh no.
Oh
It's
no.
a good thing I don't have a lot of health, guys.
A great thing.
We bought 2.
So you're gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, that wasn't the right die. Switch die. All right. You're gonna take 6 damage from one mace, and then 8 damage from the other, as they just beat on you with these maces. Just
Yes.
Oh no, Hakoon, how are you doing?
Single digits.
Ooh, shit.
They're just wailing on you angrily.
I've been there this whole fight.
All right, Landros.
So I'm gonna kind of like tear open this this like small hole in the air, and it's much smaller than I thought it was. But I'm gonna slowly be melting down this iron that this brass that I'm pulling from this hole in the air over my open hand, and the heat, the rage that's kind of burning through me is hot enough to actually melt this down into like a crown. And I am going to, once it's finally completed, which actually is very quickly, I'm going to hurl this crown above the one thug who's at full health.
Arrow or axe?
Yeah, they've each taken damage.
Shit! I thought it was all just one guy. I guess the axe.
Axe is the less damage guy.
Yeah.
Arrow guys.
I don't do shit.
No. So yeah, I'll forge this crown almost instantaneously, and I'll hurl it like a frisbee, trying to land it above his head. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Good toss, bro.
Of 13.
All right, I think he's gonna fail. Yep, he does. He fails.
Yes. All right. So he's under the sway of my crown of madness. I'm gonna roll on the wild surge table,
Sure.
if that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
Damn it. All right. But now, yeah, he has to.
You can impose a wild magic surge for you to get your tides of chaos back. That is one thing that does.
That's true. So is that still okay with you, Justin?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay, cool. So yeah, he is now kind of under my control, and this like now his eyes kind of burn with a similar fiery fury to mine, and he's going to turn on his compatriot and lay into him when he next has a chance.
Cool. So he does that on his turn.
Yeah. Well, must make a melee attack against creature chosen by you. Extra save per round. This is just the shorthand that they have.
I think it's on his turn. He attacks the enemy of your choice. But like, I think it's before he moves. Isn't that the crippling thing behind Crown of Madness? Is that you have to
Oh,
attack
is it?
before you move?
I've never used it before. It always just sounds super cool.
I also think it sounds super cool. Crown of Madness.
So he's charmed by me. While he's charmed us way, jagged armor appears on
It
his
uses
head.
action before moving.
On each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally choose.
Yeah.
Oh, it's before moving. That is weird.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. Yeah. So if an enemy walks away from your Crown of Madness guy for whatever reason, he can't attack them.
That's
But-
super annoying.
It's weird, but it works in this case because they're next to each other.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's under my control.
Cool. Well, it's actually Jin's turn now, so Jin can do whatever he wants.
I'm gonna fire an arrow at the one that I fired an arrow at before.
All right.
Hidden behind a wall.
You're shooting the Crown of Madness. Oh no, not the Crown of Madness guy.
Yeah, I'm shooting at not the crown guy. That's a 18 to hit.
That hits.
All right, sneak attack because he doesn't know I'm there. That is 13 piercing damage.
Oh, he's not looking good. You like pierce him through the throat. His blood's kind of like gushing. He's holding it in place, but he's still standing.
Bonus action hide.
Go for it.
Ooh, that's a 14 total.
All right, you're good. These guys aren't very perceptive.
Good. I mean, they do have a naked half-orc in front of them right now, so...
All right, Hakun.
My whole fighting style depends on people being distracted from me.
Oh, good. Interesting. So first of all, do I have any idea that Crown of Madness is a thing and it's happening?
I think you can actually visually see it. Yeah.
Yeah, his
Okay.
eyes. Yeah, you see the crown, you see his eyes going crazy, and you probably hear me yell out something in some ancient language that like bends him to my will.
Okay, so in metagame, out of character, he still has to attack a creature, so I'm still gonna get murdered by him. But I don't know that in character, so I'm just like, sweet, that guy's incapacitated. Let's kill the other guy. So I'm gonna murderize him with my sword, and I got a 2.
Yeah. That's
Gee.
yeah. You
I
go
rolled
to
a lot of 2s.
yeah.
Yeah, you do.
You go to swing, used to your regular strength, and your elbows kind of shake a little bit.
Ooh, my sword is heavy.
And you miss.
Yeah. Wait, great weapon fighting lets me reroll 1s and 2s. Is that only for damage?
That's only for
Yeah.
damage. Yeah.
Just for damage.
All right, I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind.
Okay.
I got a 6 plus my fighter level of 3, so 9 health.
Great.
Nice.
All right.
I just doubled my HP.
So the guy with like the bleeding neck wound, is gonna go ahead and take a strike at a coon and actually miss. But
Oh,
as he
that's
does
lucky.
so, the other guy is gonna go ahead and turn on him, and do some damage, for reasons he doesn't understand.
He just feels rage.
Just feels rage. He turns around. He does 8 damage to his friend, killing him.
Oh.
So just like
Oh,
turns
man.
around and just stabs his friend right through the gut. It pierces through the leather armor. Or actually, it's a mace. So
I was like, with the mace, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Maybe-
He's really bad.
spell?
yeah, just bashes him in his gut. But it's enough, like right in the arrow wound, that it kind of opens and blood just pours everywhere. And his friend
like
falls down
hammers
dead.
to- Oh. And he does get a saving throw at the end of his turn.
Oh, okay.
It's DC 13 wisdom.
So this one he actually passes. So seeing the horror of having just killed his mate, he's able to shake off the crown and then he's pretty distraught by what he's done.
Okay.
And Lanros, it's your turn.
I will. I'm pretty pissed off that he's not listening to my crown anymore. So I'm gonna just lay into him with some fire. More fire. He will burn. And let's see how I do. That is a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Nice. And I do. Oh, nice. 10 damage.
All right. 10 fire
10
damage.
fire damage.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you set him on fire and he's burning now. He barely has time to recover from the fact he's just killed somebody.
Oh yeah. Oh, unattended flammable objects at night. Damn it. I guess he's attending all of his flammable objects.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not yet.
That'd be amazing.
Jin, kill this guy.
I'm gonna shoot him. I'm hidden. Natural 20!
Yay!
Well, you have
That's double
advantage for
all
rolls.
damage, correct?
Yeah, just double everything.
Cool.
Double
So
everything.
that's gonna be 4d6 and 2d8.
Jeez Louise.
Oh man, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Hell yeah.
Oh buddy. Oh buddy. That's 31 points of piercing damage.
Jeez Louise.
I rolled.
You couldn't have opened with that.
Yeah.
I picked my shots, man. What can I say?
Raccoon's just like bleeding from every orifice. He's just like his ear is bleeding. You're like talking. He's like, wait, what? What? Sorry, what?
So yeah, he's gotten. So this guy's got an axe to the shoulder. He just killed his friend, and then somebody lit him on fire, and then you just shot him with an arrow, and you just decimate him in any way that you wish to describe or not.
As he's about to scream, I loose the arrow and it goes through his open mouth, out the back of the head, and he just falls back.
Perfect.
Damn.
Jin, can you at some point kill a guy with an arrow through the knee?
I will think about it, Takun.
Just like critical, like I deal 100 damage. How do you want to kill him? I shoot him in the knee.
Yep.
That's awesome. All right, so you've killed these two thugs. There's still fighting happening elsewhere in the mansion. We have 10 minutes. What do you guys want to do?
I want to chug a health potion and go ahead.
Yep, let's press on. I'm
Yeah.
gonna head up the stairs quietly first.
What are on these guys? Is there like medium armor I can wear?
There's leather armor. It's now been pierced and hacked and burned.
Does it give me a +1?
It's an 11 plus dex. It's gonna take time to take it off someone and then put it on yourself.
All right, so instead of doing that, I'm gonna pick up my axes. And do they have any other weapons? Or is it just the maces?
Just the maces on these guys.
All right, I'm gonna pick up the weapons, and I'm just gonna take like a piece of leather armor and like chuck it over my head. It doesn't actually give me anything. It doesn't even worthwhile. I'm just like, yeah, armor. I'm just like piecemealing armor.
But the whole grand hall is actually littered with bodies. So what are you looking for anything in particular?
No, I just want like something stupid. Just like give me like one like pauldron.
Okay.
Like one pauldron to put on. I'm in like a loincloth, like a pauldron, and then weapons. Or like I'll like grab the guy's belt and I'll wrap that around myself as like so it'll just protect me from like one spot that I could get hit with an arrow. I might be a little protected, and then we'll keep going.
Jin is going to not so quietly make his way towards the sounds of fighting.
Oh, not so quietly in that he didn't roll well on his stealth?
No, I rolled a 10 total.
Okay.
Not terrible.
I don't get disadvantage on my stealth anymore, guys.
Ooh, nice.
Silver lining.
You might
Looks
actually
so
quiet
different.
now.
I'll try it.
So you don't
Go for it.
You don't have to be that quiet because there is still fighting. And as you round the corner, sort of at the top of the stairs, you will see that some guards are sort of fighting off some Zents. Both look pretty badly damaged. I'm just going to say...
Who are the people that we've been killing?
So, you don't know, but there are figures dressed in black, which you've come to associate with the Zentarim, and then there are what looks like house guards.
Nice.
Which one did we just kill?
Zentarim, two Zentarim thugs.
Why didn't we just make friends with them? Fuck it, kill them all.
I would like to fire at the Zentarim.
All right.
Same.
Selected.
All right, so you guys engage, and just for the sake of time, you guys engage, you fire, you have some help from the guards, you guys kill the Zentarims, they go down, you guys all round, the guards are like, our lord's in trouble, follow us!
Hell yeah.
All right, so you guys go, follow them, and you find Erstal Floxen, who is a Zentarim, kind of heavy-set gentleman, and you can see that half of his body is like burned. And it looks fairly fresh, as if it was in the past couple of days.
Isn't he the leader of the guy that I don't like?
You learned earlier today from Davil that he was supposedly the one that hired the two Zents.
So he's like the Splinter Cell.
He is a
bastard.
part of the Splinter Cell faction, yes.
Kill him.
And he's like
Can I-
completely ignoring you, banging on the door of a study, trying to get inside.
I'm gonna shoot him.
How about I put him to sleep? You can shoot him also. That actually helps me put him to sleep better.
Me and Hakun will shoot him, and then Len Harris will try to put him to sleep.
All right,
All right, I'll start.
Say a word
start
to him.
with sleepy guys.
you guys are just shooting him, I guess.
Do you want to say something to this guy, anybody? All right. I don't know if I hit. Did I get
I rolled a 2 to hit.
+3? 2? +2? I don't know. Why I have like attack bonus of 3 on my Yumi, but I don't know why.
Your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity modifier to hit, and then your dex bonus to damage.
It should be only +2 then. But yeah, so I got a 14.
All right, 14's gonna miss. But the other one, that was like a 22 from Jin.
Yeah, 20. I rolled a 17.
Oh yeah, you hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Wait, if he doesn't see me, do I shoot roll again?
Sure.
I got a 15.
15's gonna miss also.
Do I get sneak attack or no?
You do.
Cool. That's a cool, crisp 19 points of piercing damage.
All right. So you
Nice.
pierce him. He's already injured from his injuries a couple days before. And then someone wanted to cast sleep.
Yeah. I rolled, I cast as a second level spell, so I rolled 47 HP of creatures. I'm
right.
casting it carefully, so it excludes all of us.
Cool.
But it'll knock out. Yeah, I got a couple of 8s in there. It was pretty good.
Nice.
So if he has 47 or less HP, he will pass out.
He does. So he will pass out.
Let's wrap him the fuck up.
Yeah. We'll get some rope out and we'll start tying him up.
It might be more useful to us alive than dead. I say, though, I feel like I'd probably betray that I wanted
Can I
to.
loot his body?
You can.
I'm going to take his weapons off him, too.
Cool. I'll tell you what he's got. He has Urstel. Urstel. He's got just a short sword and a light crossbow.
I will take both.
Okay. With 20,
Rude.
20 bolts. He also has some studded armor.
Ooh, I will take that.
Okay.
Alright. Is that it?
And he'll have...
Whatever, Jin. You can just take my 75 gold and all the loot. Whatever.
I didn't take your 75 gold. You went and bought those potions, and you did drink one, and you still have the other one.
I didn't drink the one, actually.
Oh, you didn't?
So, and
Okay,
he's got 60 gold on him.
I'm gonna take that. Recoup my losses.
Valid.
I'm going to knock on the door as you guys are tying him up to see who... I assume it's the boss of this house is trapped in there.
Yeah, so you will meet Orland Garhund, who's actually cowering in a corner. Some of the guards will help unlock the door so you can actually get in. And he looks absolutely terrified. He's an older gentleman. I actually have a picture I'll throw up on Discord. And he will probably answer any questions you have of him, essentially, since you've just saved his life.
Where is the Stone of Galore?
He will know that the Stone of Galore is an ancient artifact. It's actually an ancient creature that was transformed into something. And that his wife has been searching for it. He also knows that it knows the location of the treasure in Waterdeep. He will tell you that the House of Garland has been bankrolling the Black Network operations here in Waterdeep recently, including the plot to kidnap Rainier Neverwinter and the plot to steal the Stone of Galore from his father's gnome spy, Dalakar. Recently, his wife was frustrated with the Zents and their inability to secure the artifact, so she gave a necklace of fireballs to her mechanical servant and sent him to retrieve the stone. That way the Zents wouldn't get it. It was, however, careless and caught the Zents in the fireball by mistake.
And that's why they're warring?
It appears to be, yes. And
So
so,
like two little peons?
So now the Zents are here to sort of exact their revenge.
Oh, jeez.
Damn.
All right.
Well,
Well, it sounds like he kind of deserves this.
Do we have any other questions for this guy?
So he found out that his wife control. Where is that? Where's the wife?
wife?
So you'll find the wife in the master bedroom. She'll have her half-orc bodyguard with her. She'll actually probably come out when she hears the fighting stop. She seems totally unfazed by any of this. She's made of some pretty tough stuff.
She's cold-hearted. Yeah.
What about the nimble right? I'll ask her or him about it. I'll probably ask him about it since.
yeah, if we squeeze the detector, it's not going off here anymore, is it?
No, it's actually not whirling at all.
Where's your nimble right servant?
She will tell you that the nimble right, that Urstel actually returned after having taken the Stone of Galore to the house, and she had the nimble right steal it and run off. And she refuses to tell you where she took it, or where the nimble right went.
Interesting. Yeah. Do you guys want to kill her?
How many guards are there in here with us?
So after all the fighting, there are only 4 guards left. All have been injured, but remember, she also has a bodyguard who is completely unscathed, and is a half-orc, and will sort of be measuring you all the entire time he's there.
If I had that damn necklace of fireball, none of this would have happened.
I think. I can maybe knock some more of them out.
Yeah. Do you want to try?
I could. Just try and knock out the orc bodyguard.
He looks pretty beefy. You need us to whittle him down some first. I'm whispering to Laneros.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be standing there. He's got like this huge morning star, just kind of ready. He'll be clapping it back and forth between his hands. He hasn't gotten any action this entire engagement. Is sort of just itching for a fight.
Oh man, yeah, we're pretty messed up. I don't know.
Yeah,
give me like 20 minutes. Just give me like a 20-minute nap while you guys all talk, and I'm ready to roll.
Is it worth trying? Do you guys think, out of character, that's worth trying to knock out this half orc and or something?
No, I think that we also called the cops, and the fact that we only killed invaders is good. And then when we start killing the
that's true.
People we live here, we're like, we have our own agenda. Ha ha. Probably is when we get in trouble. However, if our guy is unconscious and bound on the ground and we want to ask him questions, I can start off the question asking by hitting him as hard as I can with my spadone for an automatic critical and advantage.
That seems
so
great.
his 47 health can be lower in case he does something shady.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Can I?
Sure. As you guys are doing this, however, Barnabas Blastwind will arrive with Seth Cromley, along with 20 constables.
I'm just like over this guy's head with a sword.
And two Griffin riders this time, and they're all going to kind of approach. They're going to enter the house slowly, so you guys have a little bit of time before they kind of take over the scene and take everyone in for questioning.
Maybe I shouldn't smack a dude.
Nimble right is. We'll tell the police that you have it, or that we'll tell the city watch that this is the one that was spotted killing people.
Yeah.
Fireballs.
Lady Growlhund will just scoff. She'll say, they'll never believe you. I'm a high lady of Waterdeep. You can tell your fairy tales all you want.
Zentarim, which is why they're here attacking you.
Or perhaps the Zentarim are criminals, and they're merely here because I'm a wealthy business lady, and they wanted to steal from us.
I'll be right back 1 second.
Yep.
I have no way of making her spill the beans.
Well, her husband did tell us a lot of information, so I think if we get to the investigators and tell them that the husband's the weaker of the two, we can probably squeeze some more information out of him.
Okay.
But I think that's probably our best bet because she's obviously stonewalling.
Yeah, we're not going to get much out of her.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll call it the city watch. Let them know that everything is all clear right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Hey, what happened?
Sorry. They decided to talk to the city watch.
actually, before they get in, can I loot any of the Zentarim bodies
Sure.
for gold?
Sure.
Also, I want my goddamn ring, my necklace of fireball back now.
That would have been very helpful here.
I knew what it was metagame, but my Hakun wouldn't care about beads.
Yeah.
So you'll find 13 silver pieces. These Zentarims didn't necessarily come to shop, so they don't have a lot of coin on them.
All money is good money.
Can I get a reward out of? No, I don't really care. All right, that's it.
Yep. So we're pretty much out of time. So we're gonna do a quick closeout. The investigators will investigate. They'll find out pretty much all the same information you guys have. Cromley will be disgruntled that you guys decided to investigate without telling them, but they'll let you go. You guys have the Nimblewright detector. You know that the Nimblewright has the Stone of Galore, and it's off there somewhere in the city. Though they will take the Grolhalds under. They'll arrest them for questioning. So they'll go back to Waterdeep.
I will try and tell Cromley as an aside that it would be better to question the husband without the wife there, and that he is the one who's more likely to crack.
And I'm gonna tell them that evil conniving bitch is the one who has that Nimblewright who set fire to our parlor and stuff.
Sounds good.
And I would like to press charges and have them repay the damages to our building.
They'll take it all under consideration. Blastwind will listen to you. Cromley will just tell you, "This is watch business. Stay out of it."
But they damaged our building, which is why we need to do repairs on the first floor. So they owe us at
the
least
entire thing was
300 gold.
perfect beforehand.
Exactly. They owe us at least. We had chairs before. Our chairs are gone after that blast.
Our place has been haunted now by all the dead people's ghosts that died outside of our house.
Actually, that would be awesome if people who died around our bar ended up haunting it.
That would be kind of amazing. If we just start collecting ghosts, I'm super down for this.
Yeah, I would feel like I'd bring interesting people to our bar and kill them so we have a cooler ghost.
Hell yeah. Would you like to join the collection? I mean, drinking team.
Yeah.
That was scary.
That is scary.
We just became chaotic evil.
Yeah.
And that's it. I think that's it. So you guys still have to find the Nimblewright. If you destroy it, you can take it back to the Temple of Gond. She will pay you for its destruction. You guys know how to find it. The Watch will clean up the house. And there is a couple other closing things, but we can do that between session.
Okay.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Good investigating skills.
Do I get my strength back, and can I wear my armor again?
After a short rest, you regain all your strength.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's really useful to know.
Everyone regains their strength, not just Hakun. So.
Okay, good.
Only Hakun.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, shadows are awful.
Yeah, really.
Well,
on arrows, and if he lost 3 strength, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
Ghosts used to sap levels, didn't they?
Yeah, they took out level drain in 5e, thankfully.
Was it 5e? I thought it was before then. I feel like I don't remember getting level drained in 3.5.
Oh, you're right. No, 3.5 definitely had level drain, but 4 I don't think did.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Level drain's a pain in the ass to track also.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah, let's see. I used quite a bit of ammunition. I think I used 6 arrows, so I'll get 3 back. Yeah.
Sure. That sounds good. And you could always buy more arrows if you need to.
Yeah. Do we steal any of the armor or weapons or off those people, or are they all part of the investigation?
They're all now. Everything that wasn't taken prior to the guard's arrival is now evidence.
God damn it.
Including your armor?
If you're wearing it, they're not going to take it from you.
Okay, well, I was talking about...
What about my
armor?
Yeah, he can keep, the patchwork stuff he's collected.
No, I meant
the armor that's outside.
My armor that I had to strip in the...
After some convincing, you can tell them, no, that's mine, and they'll believe you.
Okay.
They'll assume you're not intending to walk around half naked.
Yeah. I'll be like, you don't understand. We had to fight some shadows. They existed. I swear.
Do I get sent another now?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
and
we
actually,
didn't-
everyone goes to level 4.
Woo.
Ooh, nice. That's exciting.
Do we? Is there? Well, I'm gonna add a little extra strength in. Is there any reward for anything that we did?
Not as of yet, no.
Just information.
You were just
sounds
investigating, yeah.
Mostly because I want to buy a goddamn plate now.
I'm half thinking about taking a level in Bard, but I'm pretty sure that'll make me pretty useless.
Oh,
It's okay to have a useless character. That's just good for role playing. It's okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what it is.
I rolled a 5 for health.
Nice.
I rolled a 7 total.
Wow,
It'd have
that's
been
really
better.
good.
It'd have been better if I just took the average.
Yeah, I'm just planning on taking the average. I'm probably going to level up later so I can decide if I really want to be a Bard or not.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm taking the sharpshooter feat. Now I can shoot things that are within 600 feet of me with my longbow.
Oh my gosh, you're
Also,
insane.
I can take a -5 bonus to the attack, and if I still hit, I do plus 10 damage.
Plus
Yeah,
10.
nice.
Yeah. So if I ever
That's-
crit on that, you know,
That's not doubled though.
no, that's not doubled. But if I get to do my double damage, which was 31 that time, plus 10,
that,
it did 41.
I have 18 strength now, guys.
Oh, and also I ignore half
Oh,
cover,
yeah.
3/4 cover with my bow.
That's awesome.
Damn, dude, that's dirty.
Yeah, sharpshooter. That's where it's at for ranged characters.
Yeah, that was super cool.